All right, you guys, we're back. We're doing another live about the suspect. Now, here's the thing. I'm tired of people saying that the suspect in custody, who is being charged, I'm sick and tired of all these internet trolls saying that he is MAGA. He's a guy who had daddy issues and didn't like the fact that his dad was MAGA. He hated Charlie Kirk, probably because he was attracted to Charlie Kirk. That's my suspicion. Like, I think, this is my theory, my opinion. I think that this Tyler person was attracted to Charlie Kirk and hated himself for it. Also, the boyfriend / roommate of Mr. Robinson, the text messages were revealed. It's pretty obvious that they were lovers. I'll just put it that way. It's pretty obvious that they were part of some crap. And anyway, so I guess there's a lot of people. There's like supposedly, rumor has it, there was a group text message of people, and it's a whole thing, man. It's a whole thing. But yeah, it's a wild situation, man. Kind of don't know what to say. Still doesn't feel real. Like, to me, it just doesn't feel real, man. Tell me about it. Probably. Thank you, Freshly World. I appreciate it, brother. We're gonna get a few more people in here. Thanks for being patient, you guys. Sorry, super hungry. I had to eat something. But yeah. Just the whole situation's wild to me. I'm eating rice and hamburger, so that's what I do, man. This is my bad diet. Give me a few more moments, though, trying to get a couple things all squared away here. If you guys want your questions answered, make sure that you guys provide a super chat if you guys are pressing questions. But I do want to say a couple things. It seems fairly obvious to me that Tyler Robinson is not MAGA. In fact, based on those messages that the text messages that were read, he's the exact opposite of MAGA. You could replace the M in MAGA with a different letter. I won't tell you what that letter is, but I think you know what letter I'm talking about. We all know. So his roommate was a furry. It's pretty clear that he was dating this roommate who's a furry, and also going through all the transitioning stuff. And it seems he didn't like his dad because, well, I'm pretty sure his dad probably was aware that he was tapping dad ass. But it's a weird situation, though. The sentencing happened. I actually listened to some of the sentencing, and it's just still weird to me, man. I think the text messages were also kind of a ploy. I'm not going to go into my conspiracy theory on that as well, but I think there's a lot of guilty people here. I think there's a lot of guilty people at play. And Not just him. I think that there were people who wanted to plan this. It's sick. It's very, very sick. Give me a few moments, folks, trying to get this all squared away. Rest in peace, Charlie, man. It's just still a weird situation. The whole Tyler Robinson thing. I just want to say, give me just a few moments. I mean, I'm going to, you know. Make sure you guys, we need more simps. Basically, I want you guys to subscribe because I need you guys to hear me. I need you guys to feel me. Oh, yeah. This is so good. Pretty tasty. Okay. Now, there's solid evidence that Tyler Robinson is pretty left-leaning, all right? The charging document with the primary source in the prosecutor's filing, right? Investigators say Robinson's mother told police he had become more political and had started to lean more to the left, becoming more pro-gay and trans right-oriented, and that he'd accused Kirk of spreading hate. You'll want to see page 6 of the filing from what some of it said. Now, I don't know. This source is from assets.documentcloud.org. That's what this source says. So, I'm only reading it from what I can see. So those of you who are saying that Tyler Robinson is MAGA, dude, he is quite the opposite, man. This kid, and also those text messages were pretty darn revealing. Exactly what direction he went. He is not even remotely conservative, yet you guys kept saying it was one of yours who shot him. It's like, dude, no. He didn't like his dad because his dad was MAGA. That's the point. Also, he had a trans, based on the documents, a trans furry boyfriend / roommate. Whatever was going on there. The fact that people think that this guy is MAGA blows my mind. It really blows my mind. And the fact that these wild, crazy leftists. What is a groiper, by the way? I keep hearing the word groiper, and I want to know what that is. What does that mean? Somebody enlighten me, please. If anything, this guy's like a furry. This guy loves furry culture. He seems like the typical Redditor to me. Dude, the alleged shooter was basically a gay furry. Like, what is there not to know about this? It's pretty damn obvious. Dude, basically the roommate was a furry. Tyler Robinson was a furry. Why? Okay, so are these got to be bots in the channel with all the evidence that's come out? If you guys are still saying that this Tyler Robinson kid is a conservative or MAGA, that's actually shocking. He's a furry. He's a furry. Or his roommate is. I'm assuming that if his roommate is, there might be a yiffing competition that happens between the two of them. Okay, can somebody explain to me with all the evidence that has just come forth that they've even read the text messages? How in the world can you conclude that the alleged shooter is MAGA? I'm still baffled by this. I don't know if you guys are trolling me. I feel like I'm being trolled, but I'm sorry. I don't believe. They got to be 100% trolls, man. Yeah, so I'm only answering super chats for the next hour. I'm sick of you trolls. You trolls are terrible. Yeah, if you guys want me to answer your stupid questions, it better be in the form of a super chat because this is ridiculous. All right? I have a feeling you guys are trying to rage bait me, trying to get me to crash out live on air. I get it. I know what you're trying to do. This is not a love song. I'm smoking and your lights still on. All they say it's better to have loved at least in any way. All right, so we're for the next hour we are doing super chats. We're answering super chats only. So if you have any pressing questions, I will only answer super chats for the next hour. So this is it. MAGA. Duval. Least now, 'cause I'm feeling anything. Jack's Cab Confessions said, I will read Jack's Cab though, because I do love Jack's Cab. Oh, how your channel has grown. I'm proud of you, by the way. BTC sucks. Absolutely. Bitcoin sucks. Boom. But thank you, Jack's Cab Confessions. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you. Even though you're a longtime member of the channel, so I will always answer your questions without you needing to give a super chat. Other than that, though. Oh, wait a minute. Tim Smith. I will always answer Tim Smith as well at no cost to you guys. So Tim Smith, longtime friend so far and longtime friend of the show. Is that Garza's channel in your pants, or are you just happy to see us? Hashtag growth. Thank you, Mr. Tim Smith. It's good to see you, brother. I'll have to give you guys some instructions on how to send a super chat here. Give me a second, everybody. Oh, before they turn out all the lights, I won't read you your wrongs or your rights. Time is gone. Tell you good night, close the door. Tell you I love you once more. The time is gone, so here it is. I'm not your son, you're not my father. We're just two grown men saying goodbye. Oh, Tim Smith says White Noise has a hot new track out called Killery's Body Count. I don't know if I want to react to that on the channel, mainly because YouTube, I feel like there might be on a bit of a, a banning spree. So I may check it out on my own personally, and I'll give you my reaction on a personal level, Mr. Tim Smith. That sounds awesome, though, dude. Dude, I like that White Noise rapper, dude. He's so funny. Guy's the man. Dude, I watched Charlie Kirk's alleged killer make the first court appearance, and man, it was weird. I'd like to believe he realizes what he's done, but I don't know. Okay, sorry about that, folks. Wait, you talking about my fupa? Dude's talking about my fupa. The hell, man? Let's see. I'm only responding to super chats for the next hour. Tap the $sign to send a super chat. I'll highlight your message like it's the main character and read it aloud like audiobook. But I will say this, you know, to all the
Damn,
all the
you're
people,
very sexy.
Thank you, Assassin Rathod, for the subscription. I feel like I'm talking like Chris Hansen when I talk to the crowd because Chris Hansen is the man, and he's back. I am going to be making a few more videos on T-Tech as being a bad employer. And what's the irony is I'm making more money doing this than working for T-Tech. All I have to do is just make sure I treat this like a radio show. This is like basically my radio show. I got my microphone. I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to talk about anything I want, anytime I want, and it's going to be fun. So it's pretty cool. I enjoy it. It's nice to be able to have a little more freedom. The freedom is nice for sure. And with everything going on in like popular culture and stuff, this is kind of like this is my talk show, you know. Josh, if you want an answer to that question, I'll need a super chat. So any questions that you have, I'm only responding to super chats for the next hour. That's the thing.
Damn,
so if you have any
very
pressing
sexy.
questions, sorry about that. Lancer Lot has subscribed. Thank you, Lancer Lot. Appreciate it. Okay, Lancer Lot, I appreciate the super chat. $4.99. You're the man.
Damn, you're
now,
very
dog.
sexy.
Thank you so much. Let's take a look at the super chat real quick. So Lancer Lot gave $4.99. He says he's not. It's mostly a waste of time to try to reason with these people, saying that he is. Besides, it's so much more fun getting them canceled. What do you mean by that, Lancer Lot? So let me just try to. I'm going to reply to that, and you could just say whatever you want. I'll read your response. Is however you responded, but I'm going to say Tyler appears to be into furries and is pretty left-leaning. So, like, he's into furries. He's pretty left-leaning. And here's what I don't get. Can I just say this, Lancer Lot? What I really don't get is, are these people like, are these people aware of the truth and they're just trolling, or are they just denying the truth, or do they live in their own delusional bubble? This is what I'm trying to figure out here. It's tough to figure out, man. Some weird stuff. But I appreciate the super chat, brother, and thank you for the subscription, by the way. Big shout out to Lancer Lot. Let me try to give you a little more leeway here. Hold on. Trying to get rid. There's like a weird color that's showing up on this thing. Hold on. Huh. Weird. Huh. Super chats come in funny on this. I'm sorry about that though. One moment, bud. It's better to have loved at least anyway. Okay, that kind of works. So yeah, thank you for the $4.99 super chat, man. Really appreciate that big time. But yeah. It's weird that everybody's trying to convince me. It's weird that I'm being gaslit. It's like that Picard it's like that episode of Star Trek Next Generation where the Cardassian who's torturing Captain Picard is saying, "How many lights are there?" He's like, "There are 4 lights." He deuces him with pain. And he says, "No, there's 5 lights, but there's clearly 4 lights." But the Cardassian wanted to convince Picard that a lie was the truth. You see this a lot, man. I hate it when people try to convince me that a lie is the truth, especially when it's complete bullshit. Complete bullshit, all right? It's the one thing I hate, man. I'm pretty passionate about this stuff. I will. Here's the thing. You know, it's just a crazy thing. It's a crazy situation. But Tim Smith, longtime friend and friend of the show. Tim Smith says Garza spanks the Report of the Week podcast like a cheesy garlic knot. I repeat, Tim Smith says Garza spanks the Report of the Week podcast like a cheesy garlic knot. That is probably the highest praise I could ever get. If I'm going to be honest, that's pretty sexy. Oh, man. Castile, okay. What else we got here? Michael Donaldson in the house says, "What's up, Garza?" Also, if you don't want to give super chats, but you do want to get recognized in these super chat hours, there is a workaround. You could become a channel member for 99 cents a month at the bare minimum. So if you become a channel member at 99 cents per month, I will respond because I can see that you're a member, and I will respond to every member during these super chat hours. So Mr. Michael Saylor Donaldson, what up, my man? Michael Donaldson in the house. What up, Garza? Man, I am feeling pretty good. I've done really good on super chats today. In fact, I'm kicking ass on super chats today, and I want to keep it going. We're really trying to make it to where this show is my primary source of income because I really enjoy doing the show, and honestly, the subscriber count is growing at an exponential pace because I have been doing these vertical live shows, and my God, they are paying off. I will tell you that right now, right here, right now. Oh yeah. So yeah, the shows are paying off. It's really working out in my best interest, and it's awesome. I will also highlight some of Tim Smith says breaking Robinson's transferee boyfriend was a Proud Boy. What? This is what Tim Smith is saying. I don't know if there's any truth behind this, but oh my God, OMG, OMG, OMG. That's all I could say. Michael Donaldson says, make that money. Without a doubt, Mr. Donaldson, doing the best I can for shizzle. No, they say it's better to have loved at least in any way. But yeah, super chats galore. You know, like I said, I will make exceptions to certain people. Tim Smith is basically ingrained in this show. Tim Smith is a big part of this show. Michael Donaldson's a big part of this show. First off, Michael Donaldson is a channel member. So any channel members, by the way, I will respond to your chat during these hours. So if you guys want 99 cents a month to become a channel member of this illustrious show. Now, do we do a lot of vertical lives? Sure, but we're changing the vertical live space by being more in your face. You know, you name it. Now, the question is, do you guys think that this Tyler Robinson guy kind of might have had a crush on Charlie Kirk? Because Alex Stein brought that up. Alex Stein brought up that this person might have had a crush on Charlie Kirk and just felt terrible about it. You know, he felt guilty and weird. Sure. Those types of feelings are tough. So who is first off to the chat, who is the greatest debater of all time? No, Charlie Kirk is the man, dude. Charlie Kirk is the man, and I think that the way the internet is talking about this, man. So Frank says he was a great. Whoa, I'm not gonna read that. Hold on. So people are not, dude. It's pretty obvious that the shooter was pretty left-leaning. Convince me otherwise, but put it in a super chat. You want me to answer your ludicrous questions, people? I'm only answering super chats, all right? I'm only responding to super chats for the next hour, all right? That's the thing. That's what I'm doing. If you don't like it, I really don't give a crap. But no, and it's pretty obvious. I mean, what this person's intent was. They're trying to end a good person's life. So, yeah, we don't accept crypto on this channel because crypto is grifto. We all know that all Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and all that are all grifter currencies. We do not accept the grifto, the crypto. I'm writing this down because I just want people to know. We do not accept crypto. It is grifto. It's garbage. While I'm waiting for a super chat, we'll talk about more of the stuff that we found out about Tyler Robinson, all right? So, let's see. Tyler Robinson facts. Oh, wow. Court TV is even documenting this. This is crazy. You know, the irony is, you know, in the text messages, Tyler Robinson said that he's trying to stop that Charlie Kirk's hate and that hate can't be negotiated with. But it's like, dude, Tyler, you sounded so that just sounds hateful. If you want to kill somebody, that is an act of hate, whether you like it or not. And to say that some hate can't be negotiated with, I'm sorry. People have the right to hate whatever they want. You have the right to express yourself with your words and hate whatever you want. Let's say Charlie Kirk was hateful. Hypothetical. I don't think he really was, but let's say Charlie was hateful. He has every right, if he wanted to express that hate. And you have zero right to kill him for it. The irony is the irony that Tyler is not seeing, the suspected shooter is not seeing, is that I don't know. How do you explain that? The dude was pretty left leaning. I mean, you have to be left leaning to do this. It's the only explanation. To me, it's the only explanation. I think Charlie was a good man. Yeah, I think Charlie Kirk was a great man. In fact, everybody who keeps trying to convince me in the chat that Charlie was a bad person, I don't believe you. I believe that you're just an evil demon who wants to promote evil and all that crap. So I don't believe you. I just don't believe you. Charlie was a good man. He was a father and a good husband. And you guys killed him because, well, not you guys, but the alleged shooter did this. Whoever the alleged shooter is. I don't know. I'm trying to find ways to word this, but I do believe, my personal opinion is, based on the evidence presented, I do believe that Tyler Robinson did this. It's still alleged, and the courts will decide if he is guilty or innocent. That is for sure. But my personal opinion is, and based on those text messages that were released, yeah.
Damn, you're very sexy.
Crap. I got to read this garbage. So I'm going to read this because I did say that I will read every super chat, even if I find it disgusting, but I will critique this. So I got a $10 in Canadian dollars, by the way, super chat from TF2 Cut Content saying Charlie was proven wrong by physics and a projectile. That is disgusting. You are a sicko. Get the heck out of my chat. I won't ban you, but you are a terrible human. You're a terrible person.
Damn, you're very sexy.
Well, I'll read another super chat. How about that? Okay. All right. You guys want me to read this? Fine. Let's take a look. So $5 in Canadian dollars says there is no God commenter. So this is another one from TF2 Cut Content, who is a total piece of garbage. Go away, dude. You are a sicko. But the comment does read, there is no God. Commenters. But yeah. Whatever, dude. We got 34 minutes of me reading more super chats. I will only respond to super chats, but I will be critical of certain ones. So if your super chat is garbage and you're just being a garbage human being, I will respond in kind. Well, I just heard the news today. Seems my life is gonna change. Michael Donaldson says, "Better find Jesus. Eternity is no joke." Yeah, it's. I mean, like, look. I mean, a lot of these keyboard warriors, by the way, like this TF2 Cut Content. I'm gonna keep your super chat on the screen, not because I agree with it, but because you did pay, and I did say that I am an equal opportunity when it comes to super chats. At least I do make sure that I put the super chats up for a certain amount of time. Don't like it, I'm not. Even if I disagree with it, I will put it up because you did take the time to give me some money. So I appreciate that. But I am not above critiquing it, though. I will critique it. I think what you said is pretty disgusting, to be honest, dude. Tim Smith does say Canada sucks as a response to TF2 Cut Content. Man, I just think it's pretty sick, man. Charlie was proven wrong by physics and a projectile. Dude, it just blows my mind. Sickos. Sick people, dude. Sick people. Well, I'm happy I got money from TF2 Cut Content. At least I got a consolation prize for having a deal with his idiocy. Son of a bee, man. Why? Why even bother? These people on here are just sick. But yeah, Michael Donaldson says, better find Jesus. Eternity is no joke. I know he said internally, but I know eternity is no joke is what he meant. It's just disgusting, man. Disgusting. Sick. Sickos. The hell. Kind of makes sense that this dude was into like the furrydom though, and the fact that he was a redditor. It's okay. He just made a mistake on spelling. It happens. It happens. You're good. But yeah, just to let you know, I'm only responding to super chats. But if you're a channel member and you pay 99 cents a month, you get to bypass the line on this one. But like I said, I'm only responding to super chats for the next hour. You'll want to tap the $ to send a super chat. I'll highlight your message like it's the main character, and I'll read it aloud like an audiobook drama. It's weird because I think everybody's just become so damn desensitized, and it freaks me out, man. Mr. Donaldson, I'm not too sure, man. I think they're all leaving. Here's the thing: I'm not going to respond unless if these libs want me to respond to their garbage, their trash. They better pony up a super chat, all right? Because I refuse. If you're gonna bully me, you better give me a super chat, all right? That's the way I look at it. If you're gonna bully my ass, you better give me a super chat for bullying me, all right? That's all I gotta say. This is kind of my revenge against my former employer, by the way, is that I'm actually doing a very good job on YouTube. Like, it's wild how good of a job I'm doing. I'm proud of what I've been able to accomplish on here. And look, the subscriber count is growing every single day. It's big, it's huge. I'm not talking about my wang, by the way. So yeah, if you want to bully me, give me a super chat if you're going to bully me. That's the way I look at it. You want to bully me? Give daddy a super chat. Big time. All right? So I'm going to look up more of these, let's see, Tyler Robinson facts. So AP News. So let's just take a look here. We're gonna look at a news article real quick while we're waiting for super chats to show up. One moment. That should do the trick. I figure if leftists are going to bully me, I'm going to make the leftists pay to bully me. That's the way I look at it. So, let's see. Prosecutors brought a murder charge Tuesday against the man accused of assassinating Charlie Kirk and outlined evidence, including a text message confession to his partner and a note left beforehand saying he had the opportunity to kill one of the nation's leading conservative voices and he's going to take it. Oh, my God. And it said in quotes, and he was going to take it. All right. DNA on the trigger of the rifle that killed Kirk also matched that of Tyler Robinson. Utah County Attorney Jeff Gray said while outlining the evidence and announcing charges that could result in the death penalty if Robinson is convicted. The prosecutor said Robinson, 22, wrote in one text that he spent more than a week planning the attack on Kirk. Prominent force in politics credited with energizing the Republican youth movement, and helping Donald Trump win back the White House in 2024. The murder of Charlie Kirk is an American tragedy, says Gray. Kirk was gunned down September 10th while speaking with students at Utah Valley University. Prosecutors allege Robinson shot Kirk in the neck with a bolt-action rifle from the roof of a nearby building on the campus in Orem, about 40 miles south of Salt Lake City. Robinson appeared briefly Tuesday before a judge by video from jail. He nodded slightly at times, but mostly stared straight ahead as the judge read the charges against him and said he would appoint an attorney to represent him. Robinson's family has declined to comment to the Associated Press since his arrest. Now, the question on this article is saying this, and we'll see if there's any. I don't see any super chats, so I'm going to keep reading this article. Like I said, I'm only responding to super chats at the moment. Oh, except for Michael Donaldson. Hold on. Let me see. Michael Donaldson says, I can't break 60 subs. It's probably because I haven't put out a video in 2 or 3 years. Put out more videos, brother. Do short videos, live videos. I would love to see you get big on YouTube, man. I think you're a cool dude. We need more Michael Donaldson on YouTube. I've been also trying to convince Tim because Tim's got a lot of personality and I think he's far more clever than I could ever imagine myself being. So I would love to see Tim, my boy Tim, do some fun content on YouTube. I think he'd be a hit. Anyway, let's take a closer look here. Now, the question that's on this article for the AP news article says, was Charlie Kirk targeted over anti-transgender gender views? Authorities have not revealed a clear motive in the shooting, but Gray said that Robinson wrote in a text about Kirk to his partner, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. Robinson also left a note for his partner hidden under a keyboard that said, I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it. That's what the quote says, according to Gray. The prosecutor declined to answer whether Robinson targeted Kirk for his anti-transgender views. Kirk was shot while taking a question that touched on mass shootings, gun violence, and transgender people. That is for a jury to decide, Gray said. After the news conference, Utah's Department of Public Safety Commissioner Bo Mason, said about the text and other investigative trends, we are starting to get a picture of what his mind was. Yeah. Hanging out too much on Reddit, sounds like. It says Robinson was involved in a romantic relationship with his roommate, who investigators say was transgender, which hasn't been confirmed. Gray said the partner has been cooperating with investigators. Robinson's partner appeared shocked in the text exchange after the shooting, according to court documents, asking Robinson why he did it and how long he'd been planning it. Parents said their son became more political. By the way, before we read more of this, we got 21 minutes left for super chats. If you guys want me to answer your pressing questions, please give a super chat. It's one of the ways I'll do it. While authorities say Robinson hasn't been cooperating with investigators, they say his family and friends have been talking. Robinson's mother told investigators that their son had turned left politically in the last year and became more supportive of gay and transgender rights after dating someone who is transgender, Gray said. Those decisions prompted several conversations in the household, especially between Robinson and his father. They had different political views, and Robinson told his partner in a text that his dad had become a diehard MAGA since Trump was elected. Mason added that his family's views differed quite significantly, and the conversations were at times controversial between parents and son. Robinson's mother recognized him when authorities released a picture of the suspect, and his parents confronted him. At which time, Robinson said he wanted to kill himself. Gray said the family persuaded him to meet with a family friend who was a retired sheriff's deputy, who persuaded Robinson to turn himself in. The prosecutor said Robinson was arrested late Thursday near St. George, southern Utah community where he grew up, about 240 miles southwest of where the shooting happened. Robinson detailed moments after the shoot. So this is a very long article, by the way. I'm not gonna lie, this is super long. If you guys want to read it, just go to AP News. Just look up, or just go on Google, look up Tyler Robinson. You'll find it pretty quickly in the news section. But wow, just freaking wow, man. Michael Donaldson asks, have you idiots even watched any of Charlie's interactions? And, the thing is, they probably haven't. They probably haven't, unfortunately. And yeah, Beth is uninformed, says Michael Donaldson. It sounds like it, man. So I'm only responding to super chats right now. So if anybody or longtime friends of the show, Michael Donaldson says, JJ, only the left is celebrating. Michael Donaldson says, scared of libs, laughing emojis. I still don't think he was ever really that bad of a person, if we're going to be quite honest with each other here. I think he was honestly one of the coolest dudes ever. When I say, I'm talking about Charlie Kirk. I just want to make that clear. Charlie Kirk was an incredible man. He was a man of faith. He loved to debate, and he wanted to speak his truth more than anything. And he was silenced for that. And we all know that's wrong. To silence somebody for wanting to speak their truth. It's messed up beyond all belief. And I'd like to believe that people have some sort of understanding of that, but it appears to be lost on a lot of people. That's the worst part about all this. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. More subscribers we have, the better. But I mean, this is just the most unfortunate part of all this, you know? Michael Donaldson says Charlie Kirk was better than anyone in this chat, myself included. I mean, we're all great in our own ways. We're all great in our own ways at certain things, but I do believe that Charlie was a damn moral person, a very moral person. And that the hate that everybody's putting out there about him, I believe is misfounded. You guys are just mad that he called you out. Here's the thing about to the left. This is a kind of a message to the left right now. You're mad at Charlie because he called you out on your BS. That's it. Here's the thing. You're mad at him because of that. My management was mad at me because I called them out on their BS. Because my management was treating me like garbage at T-Tech. T-Tech is a bad company, by the way. Watch out for that company. No, Kirk's incredible, man. Charlie Kirk is honestly, in my opinion, a saint. Well, okay, he's not perfect. I got. Look, he even admitted several times that, who is talking is not entirely him. He said he had the Holy Ghost within him, And I think because he believed in that higher power, he was able to become a better person. He even admitted that he himself is a sinner. But he's an amazing human being. And for you all to trash him like that, man, it just pisses me off. For you guys to stomp on his grave, pisses me off. So if you guys really want to spew hate, you want me to acknowledge your hate and get it posted and highlighted, better send a super chat, man. I will only respond to super chats for the next 15 minutes. Michael Donaldson says, I'm out of here, Garza. Good luck with these libs. I'll just say that. And I'll do my best, Michael Donaldson. Thank you for coming into the chat, man. Thank you for also just being a longtime member of the show. Also, I want to thank Tim Smith as well. We're not done with the show, but I just want to give a huge amount of thanks to the really good people, the really awesome people. You guys seem pretty lib to me, man. I think there's a lot of libs in the chat, man. I believe there's a lot of libs. That's what it appears to be, at least. Well, let's see. Okay, so I will respond to longtime members of the show. Tim Smith, like I said, he's the man. He's the GOAT, the legend. My balls are stuck. My balls are stuck. Hold on. Let's see. Now, Tim Smith says, and I this is what Tim says, and I quote. Tim Smith says Garza at 5.3K subs. When the sub count becomes taller in feet and inches than Garza's height, he orders DoorDash live on stream. Maybe. So the funny thing is I am 6'1", maybe 6'2". I like to say I'm 6'1" because I think 6'2" might be a bit of an exaggeration. But if I get 6,100 subscribers, don't know exactly what I'll do, but it'll be cool. I'm just happy that I'm this far. You know, the YouTube channel has grown further than I would have expected. You know, I get to be on YouTube Live. I get to reach audiences in different time zones. I've been doing lots of live shows today. It's fun. It feels like I'm doing a radio show that just lasts all day. I love it. It's great. I get to talk to people. I am doing super chats in the moment, obviously, but like, you know, more super chats we have, the better, everybody. By the way, if we do not reach our super chat goal, we've only met 3 out of 15 super chats. I have to meet the goal. All right. I need to meet the super chat goal. So if we don't meet this in 6 minutes and 51 seconds, I got to start the clock over again. I'm going to do 30 minutes of super chats, responses only. That's the thing. So we just need a little more super chats, and yeah. And besides, there's a lot of haters on this chat. I just feel like I cannot deal with. If you haters want your terrible chats to be read, make them terrible super chats. No, you haters, you guys started the hate. I don't want to respond to any of you haters. I want to pretend like none of you exist. All right? The only people I'm looking for in the chat right now are Tim Smith. And if my boy Yager's Farm is on, I'll respond to Yager's because I love my boy Yagers. He's the man. Yeah, I'm not gonna, you guys think you guys think you could bully me? Huh? Think you could bully Daddy-O? Not a chance, brother. Not a chance. I won't allow it. Do you want to know why I call myself Zaddy? Because I'm the man. All right? So I'm only going to be answering just the super chats. If you want my attention, you got to pay the troll toll, baby. Got to pay that troll toll. But yeah, I can't stand all these trolls and all these. There's so much evidence to show that this kid is not MAGA. That this college kid is not MAGA, right? It just blows my mind when all this evidence is there. Yet everybody's like, no, no, he's a what? I still don't understand exactly what a groiper is. That sounds like some weird. Sounds like some sociopath shit. Sounds like some sociopath stuff, man. We need super chats, people. We got 3 minutes and 19 seconds left. I need super chats, or else we gotta start the clock over again. I'll have to go back to answering only super chats for 30 minutes if I don't meet the goal. Thank you very much. I was trying, man. But yeah, if I don't meet the super chat goal, I won't be able to answer any of the regular chats, is what I'm trying to say. That's what I know. That's what I do. The world's gotten pretty strange, if you ask me. So wait, are you guys all a bunch of groipers? Are most of you guys in the chat, are you guys a bunch of groipers? Because you guys keep calling Tyler a groiper, so then I guess the assumption is you guys are groipers. Or gropers. Probably both. My God, I have never seen like this level of like collective abuse. You guys are just sickos. You guys are disgusting. Yeah, you guys want to keep trying to abuse me on my own platform? You go for it. You keep trying. You're a bunch of sickos, though. Sickos.
Damn, you're very sexy.
Okay, we got another super chat. I appreciate that. I'll read this. Oh, we got another super chat. Oh crap. Oh crap. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. So let me read. I'm going to read the $4.99
Damn,
one
you're very
first.
sexy.
I'm going to heart both of these, but I'm going to read this one first in reply. Let me also. It's crazy, crazy. Let's get that up there real quick, and let's reply to this. So, Hall of Fame college football gave a donation of a super chat of $4.99. Really appreciate it, and I'm going to reply to it. The super chat says, "Are people really saying that the dude is a Trump supporter with a trans boyfriend?" I mean, it's possible. Here's the thing. It's possible to be a Trump supporter with a trans boyfriend, but with the way they talk to each other, the fact that they're in the furrydom, the fact that he thinks that Charlie Kirk is full of hate, I just don't believe that's clearly not a Trump supporter, because nobody was harder for Trump than Charlie Kirk. There we go. I wanted to reply to Hall of Fame college football's super chat. I really appreciate that $4.99 super chat, bro. That really means a lot. Allows us to keep the show as free as possible. And you get as much notoriety as possible too, which is cool. Now, let me go to the other. I'm going to also get back to this. So Free Angel is asking in a super chat, a $2 super chat. Appreciate it. Make sure you guys subscribe to Free Angel, by the way. Any thoughts on faked death or cover up? Interesting take. So I'm not. When you say faked death, what do you mean? Like, are you saying that you think? Are you saying that you think that Charlie faked his own? I don't know. That's possible, dude. I'm really not too sure how that's I mean, that's wild to me. I don't know why somebody would go through that kind of effort. But I don't know. I don't really have too many thoughts on that, to be honest. I think it's wild conspiracy theory. And I don't, as far as cover up is concerned, maybe. But I really can't elaborate on that too much. I don't really go too deep into the conspiracy theories. But if you guys in the chat want to talk to Free Angel about this as a potential, if you guys want to talk about the conspiracy theory in the chat, you go for it. But I mean, I like where your head's at. It's good that you're asking questions, though, and being skeptical. Skepticism and questions are good, in my mind. But back to Hall of Fame college football's chat. Are people really saying that the dude is a Trump supporter? Like I said, it is possible to have a trans boyfriend, by the way, and be a Trump supporter. That is possible. It's possible to be a gay Trump fan. There are plenty of them out there. But based on how they acted, I mean, they were part of the furry kingdom. So the furry culture, I mean, tends to, for the most part, to frown upon Trump supporters. There's just nothing about him seems to be MAGA. In fact, if anything, if he was a Trump fan, he should love Charlie Kirk. And by the way, in the text messages, it said that he was tired of Charlie's hate. And his own family said that he started adopting more leftist views. So it's like, there's a pattern here. There's a pattern of behavior, you guys. A real pattern. Hall of Fame college football says, listen, I get that, but like you said, if they are Trumpers, they would love Kirk. Exactly, yeah. Tim Smith, I want to actually reply to Tim Smith's comment real quick. So Tim Smith says, we need Garza with a GoPro bidding on abandoned storage lockers in Coos Bay. That's a good take. That's a good take. I don't think I need a GoPro, by the way, brother. All I need is some sort of device that keeps the phone on me, and then allows me to basically, I don't know, puts it on my shoulder or something, like a shoulder strap. I have no idea. And then from there, I don't know, I just capture a lot of video, I guess. That would be fun, though, to actually just do live streams where I try to bid on like local like abandoned storage lockers. That'd be kind of cool. But then I'd have to like take home all the stuff, and like I'm a minimalist, so I try not to do that. That's a tough one, bro. That's a tough one. Hell of a take, though. Hell of a damn take. Let's see. Free Angel says, any thoughts on the Charlie gets published? Whoa. Really? So Free Angel is saying, any thoughts on the Charlie Gets Shot book that was published a full day before his death? Are you serious? That's insane to me. I did not. I saw the book. I just didn't know it was published before his death. That's even creepier. I want to have to do some deep diving research on this man. That's insanity. It's just the whole thing's just gone off the rails, man. Off the rails. Completely. All right, so I didn't meet my goal of getting to the 15 super chats, so I'm going to have to set another goal. This time we'll do it for 30 minutes. We'll just do a goal of 10. So I did get 5 out of 15. I want to thank you guys for contributing to that. You guys helped. Oh. Hold on. Okay, so I did put that for about an hour. All right. So here's the deal. The only people I will reply to are people who give super chats. Doesn't really matter the amount, but who give super chats of any kind, or are channel members. If you're a channel member, I automatically reply to you. Or if you're a longtime friend of the show and somebody who is so ingrained in the show, like my boy Tim Smith, Tim Smith gets preferential treatment because he has been a big factor in this show. I want to make that very clear to everybody. Tim has been a big deal to this show. And also, he's been fun to talk to. It's also just nice to be able to talk to him every now and then, see how he's doing, see what sort of stuff he's watching, that sort of thing. So, huge fan of Tim Smith. The more the channel grows, like I said, he is ingrained into the structure of this show. Oh, except for my boy Jordan, who is also known as @NobodyHasSpoken. So he gets preferential treatment on this one as well. He's a longtime friend and friend of the show. Both of those things. He's the man. So Mr. I'm just gonna call you Nobody. I'm gonna call you by your alias on here. Mr. Nobody, good friend. Just out of curiosity, have you been doing more vertical lives, man? I hope you've been doing those vertical lives, brother. I hope you have. Make sure you guys subscribe to Nobody, by the way. @NobodyHasSpoken. Just keep that in mind. But yeah, we didn't really meet our super chat goals. So once we reach the 10 super chats that we need within the hour. So for the next hour, I'm only responding to super chats and or longtime friends of the show or friends in general. All right? Or if you want to skip all that, you could also become a channel member, right? Channel members of this show get good treatment, all right? So if you want to become a channel member, it's 99 cents a month. You get preferential treatment, you get a lot of notoriety, you get a lot of cool stuff. So it's pretty neat. So I hope you guys become channel members today. Mr. Nobody says, didn't do it today, but I did put out some shorts, and I'm very intrigued in the results of just a few shots. Nice. Just a few shorts. Hell yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah, dude, shorts are good, but man, I'm telling you, dude, there's nothing better especially when you're monetized, especially when you have super chats enabled. There's nothing better than doing these vertical lives because people, if you ask, people want to do it because there's incentive for them to do it. There's incentive because if people give a super chat, they get notoriety, they get their comment noticed instantly. So I like to try to encourage anybody who's doing this to really go that route. Really go that route. It's not a bad idea. But yeah, one thing I've been doing, I think I'm really taking over the vertical live space at this time. And the reason I think I am is because one, my subscriber count's going up through the roof. I'm talking to a lot of trolls, by the way. A lot of these people in the chat are trolling pretty flippin' hard, dude. Let's see. My boy says I like to do rewards for milestones. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. It's not a bad idea. So I am, just to let everybody know, now I am going to speak. I'm still going to speak with longtime friends and longtime and friends of the show. I've known Tim for a while. Known Tim, I think, since 2022. Never met him, but he came on my show in 2022 when I don't even think I was monetized, and he just, would occasionally pop into the show and give his take. And I thought, damn, this guy's pretty cool. I like this dude. This guy's the man. So my boy Nobody says I wear different masks, $50 for pink, $100 for Yes Daddy mask, and $150 for a Gandalf mask. That's hilarious, dude. Fuck yeah. Hall of Fame college football says, with all his engagement at least, he's a douchebag, but that helps the algorithm. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. When it comes down to it, though, man, I love it, man. I love it. But yes, for the most part, I am only responding to super chats for the next 55 minutes. With the exception, like I said, there's always exceptions. Longtime friends and friends of the show. Tim Smith says Garza was live with me the night I got fired from 7-Eleven for pouring rum in the Coca-Cola tube of the Slurpee machine. I don't think any of that's true, Tim. I don't recall this. Wait, you're in Canada. I thought all Slurpee machines had some sort of rum in them, no matter what. In the Slurpee machine. You sure about that? What are we talking? Tim Smith is the man, by the way. So yes, I'm only responding to super chats for the next 55 minutes, with the exception of my boys, my longtime friends. So we got 51 minutes left to meet the goal. One of the things I will do, by the way, if we meet this goal of 10 super chats, I will sing some James Blunt songs for you guys. You guys are probably familiar with the great tune of "My life is brilliant, my love is pure, I saw an angel, of that I'm sure. She smiled at me on the subway, She was with another man. But I won't lose no sleep on that, 'cause I've got a plan. Yo, I'm doing a lounge version of You're Beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful, it's true. I saw your face in a crowded place, and I don't know what to do, 'cause I'll never piss on you. Yes, she caught my eye as I strutted on by. She could see from my face that I was oiled up with Johnson and Johnson, baby oil, and we shared a moment that... trying to think of how to... I'm trying to Weird Al James Blunt's You're Beautiful. We shared a moment where I pissed on her head. Yeah, I decided I'm just going to break into James Blunt right now. I figure while I'm waiting for Super Chats to come in, nobody says giving it to them for free. I do enjoy singing a little bit. Now, maybe, just maybe, I will annoy people enough to where they'll give me Super Chats for me to stop singing James Blunt songs. And they'll be like, please stop. Don't do it. For the love of Pete. Well, I'm not using StreamYard at the moment though. So I won't be able to really get you on here. However, I mean, I could have you call me on Facebook, I guess. You could always call me on Facebook and I could just patch you in through the audio, the desktop audio. That would work. But yeah, I mean, if I was using StreamYard, actually, that would make this a lot easier. But I'm pretty committed right now, and plus, I do got to go to bed because I do have to do a little bit of DoorDash tomorrow. I make it a point to make sure I do things like DoorDash. Even though I'm making a surprising amount of money doing YouTube, like way more than I expected, and I put a lot of dedication into this, man. I've been streaming all day. And but either way, at the moment, let's see. Yeah, why not? Let me get let me go on Facebook real quick. Just to save me on bandwidth, because we'd probably have to do an audio only patch in. I think we'd have to do audio only. Let's see. Give me one moment, folks. I gotta try to see if I can find Jordan on here. Pretty sure I got him on Facebook. Yeah, I got you on Facebook, yeah. We'll just do audio. If you want to do it, if you just want to call me on the Facebook Messenger, you can. I got you pulled up on a tab in Google Chrome through Facebook Messenger, so we could always go that route. No, just, yeah, like I said, just be audio only. Just because honestly, that would be the easiest way to pull this off. Because, like I said, when I'm live streaming, I use kind of a higher bit rate, and sometimes my internet kind of craps out on me a little bit. So even though I'm directly connected to the router, if you want, man, if you got like Facebook Messenger on your phone, you could just call me on your phone through Facebook Messenger if you got that on there. But if not, dude, if you're just using PC only at the moment, I get it. I get it. It's a little tricky sometimes, man. It's a little tricky. I got to admit, I've been talking all day, so I'm slightly losing my voice, which is why I'm glad I'm doing like a lot of DoorDash tomorrow. My life is shitty. Oh, my love is pure. All right, dude. What up, G Unit?
Hey, do you hear me just fine?
Oh yeah, yeah. You sound pretty good, my man.
All right, awesome. Sorry, I need to pause you here on YouTube for a second so I don't hear the double time and everything.
Oh yeah, no double time, none of that.
Okay, yeah. But thankfully, like when you pause YouTube, like the chat still goes, so that's always awesome. So that you can just look up and be like, oh yeah, this goes on. Yeah.
Yep.
But no, you were absolutely right. So when I actually yesterday when I did because I dual streamed on Meld, and you know it I did a 4.5 hour stream, roughly a little bit over 4.5, like 4 hours and 40 minutes. It was the last hour. So like things were like on shorts going like, okay, you get to 10, you get to 20, and then it goes down to 5 and whatever. But the last hour, I was consistent. It was saying 107 concurrent viewers,
Yep.
and and it said that just on live, I did 65-ish hours of watch time.
Yep.
And I was like, whoa, hi. And none of them even chatted. None of them.
Oh wow.
Like maybe like one or two, but oh yeah, it was crazy because I mean, the one thing that Shorts does it, which was kind of something I kind of knew, but wasn't a realization, was that's new people running into you, and it takes a while for the YouTube algorithm to find you. And especially when you see someone like me, like wearing the mask and everything, it might be a little jarring. But you know, it's like, oh, who's this gentleman that's talking about Charlie Kirk right now?
Yeah.
Uh, you know, and I got I think 13 subs from it or
Oh
somewhere
yeah.
around there, or if not more. Got back in the 90s for, you know, up to trying to get to my 2700 sub goal. But yeah, no, yeah, you were right. I hate to say it, but you were right.
Oh, I'm always right.
Oh, dude, I have known you for a long time, and I know that you are not always right. All right.
Well, I'm just like Alex Jones. Just give it 5 years and you'll realize I'm right.
Bro, you've been doing this longer than I have, and I'm at 2700 subs, but you're doing something. But the thing is, here's the one thing to appreciate about Michael is that he really does his own thing. Like he really does not give a fuck. Like he gives a fuck what I think, you know, yeah, as a friend, but he will just do his own thing if he thinks it's the right thing to do. And that is really an awesome thing about Mike that I think everyone uh who notices or even just sees this channel should appreciate. He really does not give a fuck. He just does his own thing, regardless what people say, unless they have a really good argument. I mean, I'm the person that got in a lawsuit and then got promoted by a channel with over 100,000 subscribers. So you did this all on your own. I had a little help.
Well, I mean, I got to admit, what I did was I study where the eyeballs are at. If you want to know my philosophy, I study where the eyeballs at, and if I like a platform, I want to know how I can optimize it. So with YouTube, I realized that all the eyeballs are on vertical streams, like live streams. Dude, in the last 28 days, I got 700 new subscribers. Actually, in the last 2 weeks, I should say.
Oh
Uh,
Jesus! If I did 13 in one day, like if I streamed like even just 3 days a week, that's probably just, man, 100 right there.
yeah. Dude, I appreciate the compliments, by the way. And you're right, man. I got to admit, I do things my own way. I mean, like, what I do is I look at the way people do things. So I am a little bit of a copycat in certain
Everyone
aspects.
is. You ever read the book Great Artists Steal?
Yes. Well, I've heard of the book, I should say. I've not read it, but I've heard of it. And but I love that quote though. It's one of my favorite quotes.
Oh yeah,
And
so I literally stole a role off of someone when I was like an actor because a few auditions, before, like I saw this guy doing like the same monologue, and I was like, this guy seems to be winning over that monologue, even though it's not my thing. Let me try it out, and then I finally stole a role off of him. I'm like, fuck yeah, like, you know, like I didn't steal. I just, I just used what he was using, and I was like, I think I might be better at it. I don't know, but you don't know anything unless you try.
exactly. Exactly.
One thing that I would say about you, I think that dual streaming, I think, is the thing, on regular YouTube and shorts, just because when it comes to shorts, vertical, that is, people that will like kind of randomly come to your stream and then just stay on. I think when it comes to horizontal, those are your fans. Those are the
Mm.
people so that means that you could potentially treat them differently. um it's like, hey, if you come on my horizontal, then like, if you only have 10 viewers on your horizontal, then if you want, you can give them preferential treatment over people on vertical. Like, it just
Yeah.
depends on like what you want to do. But I really do, because I combine my chats uh between YouTube Shorts, Rumble, Kick, and Twitch. So
Yeah.
I see all my chats in one chat.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, I use a program called Social Stream Ninja
Hmm. Okay.
that combines all the chats all in one.
Oh, that's a trip. That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I only get usually like one or two people on Kick. Twitch, I really don't give a fuck. But if people like want to use that instead of everything else, I mean, that's fine. Like, I mainly have Twitch on there just in case people just prefer it. Um, but YouTube, Kick, and Rumble are my thing right now.
Yeah.
I usually get $80 a month on average on Kick,
God.
and as low as $250 on YouTube, up to at least this month, like next week. So, because as you know, we get paid on the 21st of every
Mm.
month when it comes to YouTube. So Monday is the 22nd. I'm looking at $695, but that was
What a
because of a
beast.
whale. Like, there's some guy that just was like, "Hey, here's $500." Like, like,
Just loving on you, man.
yeah. And I was just playing a video game.
Man, the man gave you five. Did he give you like a single $500
No,
super
that was
chat?
all gifted memberships.
Oh, like, oh, he just gifted memberships to other people on your chat.
Yeah,
Holy
like,
shit.
yeah. So I have technically right now over 100 memberships on my YouTube channel.
Dude, what a salve, dude. What a salve. What a
Well, see,
beast.
yeah, and the thing is, like, that is kind of I don't know if this was like a rando or if it was someone who was connected with people that I'm connected with. But that's the one thing about panel shows that, like, I've really enjoyed, or being connected with other people that are, you know, have more subscribers than I do. Just being connected with them is a really big benefit. Like, just for like, um, I hate to say this word, but synergy, I guess.
Hmm.
Like, there's a show that I think that you'd really enjoy, like, that I would love for you to be a panel on, like, uh, on Rumble, Ryan Roger Athe's channel, or Toasty with the Mosty. I think that you get some pretty good exposure on that. Yeah, I would definitely suggest you.
Oh,
Uh,
that'd be kind of
I
cool.
think that you would love the conversation. You might be a little bit out of the loop on some things, because I know that we've talked about some things before, and you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, if I say, well, Alyssa Mercante, all you have to reference at that is just my experience in being named in a lawsuit, right?
Yeah.
But there is, but then again, I mean, because when I started doing these panel shows, I was that guy. I'm like, okay, I only know this, and now I'm being informed of what's actually going on here in the internet. Um, like you didn't know about the threats against Erica and Charlie's kids last night until I said something, right? It like that there is a really good relationship between other creators and sharing information. Like you would be like if I got you in touch with a few people and you got on their panel shows and they liked you, you'd be added into some group chats where you would actually get some more information than you would probably get because like everyone has their own algorithms, right? Like you like to
Yeah.
play the algorithm, but also at the same time, um, you might have been seeing this as well. You've heard about people losing viewership recently.
A little bit. I think maybe I've heard that in the past. Does it happen more recently though?
So, a few people that I know. So, uh, there is a good channel called Gothic Therapy back in, I want to say, May or June that released a video about YouTube where the views aren't views anymore, that the only counted views nowadays are anyone who um, does an action. So they either subscribe, they like, or they comment,
Yeah.
or they might do the hype button now since that's new. Um, but something that we just realized literally yesterday, and YouTube essentially confirmed it through other creators. So this is still offhand, but I'm gonna trust, Penguin Zero or as you might know him as Moist Critical.
Yeah.
Uh, the guy that's in the low voice here and just wants to do things and he farts out his butt and says really funny shit. Um,
Yeah.
no, him and another creator realized that it was ad block. So when you're looking at your views, I'm not sure if it's like necessarily going with shorts right now.
Hmm.
Uh, but what's going on is that there's this miscommunication with the API. So because people have been realizing this for a while that their views are down, but for some reason the RPM is roughly the same. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I see what you're saying. So because so let me get this straight. So I think I understand what you're saying. So because some people had ad block on their browser when they were browsing, watching YouTube videos, it somehow didn't count
It didn't
as a
count
view.
it didn't count. So let's put it this way. So my latest video on Charlie Kirk, right? It has it publicly and even through my own studio. It says 150 or maybe 160 views, but I've made 26 cents, right?
Hmm.
But the RPM is like a dollar 31.
Okay.
That doesn't make any sense whatsoever, right?
Yeah.
Because that's higher than the RPM is reflecting. So essentially, what's going on is that anyone on desktop that's using an ad block is essentially there's an API miscommunication that's going on. So let's just say you have a video and it says 150 views. It might be 350, but because of the API and people that are using ad block, it's only showing 150 just because of how YouTube records its data on the viewership via browser.
Huh.
And
Oh,
that might
that's
be
trippy.
different with shorts.
It might be. It might be a little bit. I will say this though, dude. When I've been covering Charlie Kirk a lot in the vertical lives, mainly because one, Charlie was a big influence on me. I'm just gonna say that right now. He was a big influence on me in continuing to do my YouTube channel because there was a point where I almost gave up on myself a little bit because my dad thought I was that what I was doing was pretty stupid, and he kind of was trying to talk me out of it. Glad he didn't because I was like, no, my dad's a retard,
The the
and
the 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 radio man who posts on Facebook all the time. Yeah,
oh, yeah,
sure.
my dad has a sick. My dad is like my dad
By the
uses
way,
Facebook like
By
a
the way,
16
to
year old
chat,
girl.
we're not gonna say his name or anything like that, but I do know his dad. His dad is a great guy. He only wants the best for his sons, but sometimes he's a little too cautious on things,
Yeah,
and we understand where he's coming from. But he comes from a certain media demographic, and I think he hasn't understood what this medium is quite yet. Although I think he'd be really good at it if
Well,
he
yeah,
actually really did give it a try.
and I told my it's funny because I told my dad, even though he's been unsupportive of me in a lot of my ventures in life, I even told him, I was like, why don't you do YouTube? Like I told him, like, why don't you do podcasting or something? I was like, you know, because I'd been doing it, but he just thought it was a joke, and I was like, it's not a joke. He's like, dude, YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. The discoverability on YouTube is insane.
Oh yeah, like
Like,
I have like there are people that I know with over 100,000 subscribers that do not do live streaming, and I've
yeah,
only done it twice. I did it one time for like an hour and a half stream when I was doing some gameplay, and I think that because last night when I was doing my stream, and I did over a 4.5 hour stream, it wasn't until the last hour until the YouTube algorithm finally picked it up. And then even though, when you end your stream on YouTube and it says, "Oh, your average viewership was 30 seconds." I'm like, that doesn't well, that only makes sense because the first 4 hours roughly were 0, and then the last hour of it was concurrent, and it said concurrent 107 viewers. I'm like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, that's the kind of math that you have to do as a creator and as a YouTuber. You have to go, okay, well, this number is saying one thing, but this number is saying another thing. So you kind of have to do the math of like with your own personal experience and what your live stream was like. Because remember, I went, almost 4 hours with no viewers on YouTube Shorts, and then all of a sudden, boom,
wait, you said you went
107
hit. You said
concurrent
you went an
people. Like, holy shit.
hour without any views, any real views on
Well,
there.
no, it was like fluctuating. Like it was like 5 to 30 to 20, just because like people probably just scrolling around. But
Mm.
then like it became evident very quickly. Like my last hour, like the YouTube algorithm just was like, "Yep, we're gonna pay attention to whatever the fuck this is." And it said in my in my analytics that 107, my top peak was 107 concurrent
That's pretty good.
viewers.
That's beautiful.
And so you that's one of those moments where you go, okay, YouTube Shorts works differently than everything else. And I know people with over 100,000 subscribers uh that I talk to every other day, and they do not use YouTube Shorts,
Mm.
like
That
not even a little
well,
bit.
you have to see it as YouTube Live, but in the vertical format. And what's funny is it shoves live videos into the shorts format,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that's the thing. And dude, the amount of views, the watch time hours has been insane. I just want to say that right now. And I have been profiting and getting subscribers off of it. Dude, today alone, I've made roughly about $120 in super
Do you
chats combined.
monetize your live streams? Like, and when I say that,
Yes,
like,
I monetize them as well. Yeah, so I get the ad
so you
revenue on
hit the
top of the
monetize
super
button.
chats. Oh, always, always.
So I don't,
Oh, actually,
because
you know what? It's funny. I forgot to monetize this one. The one that we're. But that's okay. I mean, I'm still getting super chats on this particular one, but I'm gonna actually monetize it now. That was dumb of me.
yeah, I have never monetized a live stream. Like I monetize. So what I do is that if it's a gameplay, like during the live stream, I do not monetize. I monetize afterwards. So if it's a commentary stream, I put it memberships only. And then if it's gameplay, then I put it as I monetize it, but I keep it to the public.
Hmm. Interesting.
So so when you're talking about monetization, are you talking about super chats, or are you talking about um
Oh, I'm talking about just standard
ads?
ads. I'm just talking about ads in the monetization sense. So, like for instance, I had the ads off, but I have super chats on no matter what and stuff like that. So that's on by default. But yeah, so every live stream I do, I also show ads on top of whatever super chats I get. So it kind of has a compound effect. So I've had so many. For instance, I'm going to give you the stats on this particular video that we're on right now, that we're talking to on live. Right now, I've got 92 concurrent. I can't speak.
Yeah.
92 concurrent viewers right now. Grand total is 6,489 views on this video. We got 27 likes. For this video alone, chat revenue is $24.31. and it's crazy. And by the way, I've been live
And
streaming all
what's
day.
the? I think you probably get ads, the ad revenue like 2 days later, roughly, right?
Yeah, it'll show up a little bit like 2 days later, typically in the results. But
So what's the
man,
like the video before, like the one that you can see the ads on?
oh, that's a good question. I haven't actually checked that. Let me see.
And maybe not like look at video and live stream. Like I'm kind of curious about that, and specifically like what the ads are, because like I think that there's something that at least the people that I talk to, even though they're fairly successful, I know one person that's been doing shorts. I think they've been doing the wrong way, and I don't think it's growing their channel and subscribers, but not in viewership.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Um,
Yeah.
so let's just say this. Let's say they live stream and they put out their clips, but their shorts are about something completely different. Like that's not how you grow an audience whatsoever. You know what I'm talking about? Like it's like so this is exactly what they did. So they have a live stream, but all their shorts, it's all about with Aussie dying. Like all of their shorts is copyrighted material.
Oh,
Essentially, they just put that out there, and I'm like, and they go, yeah, I let one of my group chats know before. I'm like, hey, this is like the results I'm getting from doing YouTube live on vertical. And they're like, oh yeah, I did the same thing. Got 600,000 views. I'm like, I've seen your shorts, and you use the equivalent of StreamYard, which is XVMU or something like that. And I know you can't uh, do shorts unless you switch it to that. So, and I looked at it, I'm like, yeah, you're doing something completely different. You're messing up your own algorithm. You might be getting more subscribers, but they're not knowing you as a YouTuber, right?
yeah.
But she's a little bullheaded. I love her to death, but I'm not going to say their name as
Oh
much.
yeah.
I want to shout them out because I'm kind of shitting on them a little bit. Uh, but yeah, it's nice to talk shop a little bit. It's being a public figure is really weird because I mean I got doxxed. I mean you've been upfront about you. I mean, that sounds exactly like you. You've been upfront, like, hey, this is who I am. Yeah, da, 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 da. Like with all my faults and everything, I'm just gonna say what I'm gonna say, right?
Oh,
I
also,
started out being anonymous and then got doxxed and then got named in a lawsuit. I'm like, whoa.
I will say I have one advantage for me. I constantly lie about my age on YouTube, and I have a very common first and last name combination. Michael Garza is actually a very common name. Garza is like the Smith of Mexico, and Michael, since a lot of Mexicans are Catholic, they name their kids Michael. So Michael Garza, if you look it up, is a very common name. So it's very tough to find out who I am exactly, considering I also lie about my exact location quite a bit too. So I make myself very tough to discover, and people never can find the real Michael Garza
Oh,
on.
I see that you just had me on there. Like, do you just want to do video if you give me like a minute?
Well, the reason I have you on audio only is because I don't know if my bandwidth can handle it right
Oh,
now.
okay.
Because I'm
Okay.
doing a live stream alongside.
Well, I also kind of don't like my avatar slash face there.
Oh, oh my bad.
But that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
You're a friend. I'll let it slide this time. No, but no. When I was able to dual stream like that, like it takes a little bit, but if the algorithm hits, it fucking hits.
Yeah.
It's insane, and I like imagine this. Like, how many people do you know? Like I know a creator. It took them I think they're like on year 5 to get 500 subscribers, even though they had more than enough watch time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, man, if you just and the thing is, I know you don't use Meld Studio, but you did try it out, and you do see the benefits. It's just not your thing, and that's fine. But at least using the program a little bit, the
Yeah.
benefits of using it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, and once like it's one thing when you're doing like a game stream, it's one thing when but you and I and a lot of the people I know do commentary. man, when people want to hear about a subject, they really do. And if you do, and like you said, if you do the right hashtags, like, okay, so right now, let me tell you my analytics of what I just uploaded today. I think I did like 4 or 5 shorts, and I'm not even like 1/10 through my live stream. Like
Yeah.
not even a little bit. Let me see here. Okay. So let me just take a look.
Oh, by the
And
way, I
we're
covered your face with the
okay.
I
Thank you.
covered your face with
No,
the
I
with
right now I have a short. So I did a short maybe yeah back in June about iDubbbz, and I think it's hilarious. It has 3,000 views, which is fine. Um, but I uploaded a short today,
Yep.
eight 898 views. That is insane.
Yeah. Short
I
dude, shorts and anything vertical is powerful because everybody's on their phone. Everybody. Well, not everybody, but like most people, you know. And you got to go where the eyeballs are at. And a lot of it was me like, here's the thing, man. I look at it from psychology. If everybody's on their phone, I want to be on their phone. I want my face, my grubby, disgusting face on their fucking phone. That's my mentality. I get it. If that, I'm sorry, I have to describe it like that, but yeah, you got to put yourself out there, man, as much as you can.
well
I think
I
you're a personality, brother. You're a character. You're a
oh,
personality,
so are you, man. Like you're
and
more of a personality than I am. I'm just a guy with a mask that got kind of lucky.
oh, don't
But
underestimate yourself,
yeah,
brother.
I'm not underestimating myself too much. But let's just say I just let's be honest. I got a leg up because someone with over 100,000 subscribers, reacted to a few of my videos, and that really did help. I mean, I did my Alana Pierce videos, which wow, like I did not understand how big of an impact that'd be on my channel. I literally got over 1,000 views just on 3 videos I did in less than a month. Like it was insane. Um, but then again, I'm the research guy and I'm also being the streamer guy. It's a very weird balance because one of the people I'm associated with, what they do is exactly what you do, but they don't just do shorts. They do, and I think I'm gonna kind of do a combination of what you do and what uh, the person I know does, which is do the main topic in full first and then create all the shorts and then link them to that main clip video.
Oh yeah, using like Opus Clip or something. Real quick though, real
No, no,
quick.
no, no. Just
Oh,
on YouTube because
oh
YouTube
yeah.
asks you, do you want to clip this to? You want to send the short to other people to your long form? I'm like,
Oh yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying.
yeah.
Oh,
So
we did get a
I'm
super
doing shorts
chat.
right now, real quick, but in the future, I'm probably gonna do the main clips and then do the afterwards. But the thing is, like, I still work, so like
Yeah.
trying to do that in between. So I'm actually I want to ask you a question. I've been actually talking probably a little too much. Um, you know, because you obviously you do DoorDash and now you're kind of doing full time both DoorDash and YouTube.
Mhm.
What are the benefits that you're seeing right now?
Real quick, I'm gonna read the super chat though, real quick. So Godjits
Oh, absolutely.
0156 does say just popping in. What's the topic? $2 super chat. So the topic is we're just kind of winging it. We're
Well,
winging
let's
it.
just okay.
But
Let's be a little bit more honest. We're kind of talking shop in regards to content creation in general.
oh yeah, and I'm letting the audience sit in the cuck chair right now. The audience is sitting in the cuck chair while me and Jordan go at it pretty hard. So no.
Oh, we're going at it real hard, brother.
Okay,
Uh,
so for DoorDash and I will say for DoorDash and YouTube though, um, what do are you trying to like kind of pick my brain about like what I'm doing with each of them because I'm more than
well,
happy to share.
because those are very open jobs,
Oh, I love them.
right? And remember, I can't do because I want to plan for a 4 hour live stream, right? But I can't because I have work at 8 a.m. the next day, right? So you have a more open schedule now. So I want to know kind of how you're going with that because I think you've been live streaming for damn quite a few hours now.
Yep.
If I'm not like
Oh yeah.
oh no you've only been doing like 2 hours,
I've made
but no
about
I
roughly $130 in super chats today too. I've been doing multiple live streams today on a
Oh,
variety of
okay.
subjects. You want to know my trick though? So I use a little bit of Chat GPT, and you know what I do? It's a little bit of a cheat code, and I'm going to share it with everybody here because I'm an easy person to hate for some people. Some people either love me or they hate me. I don't think there's a lot of in between. But what I do is I use ChatGPT. I got a ChatGPT subscription, and I ask it to look up the 3 trending topics of the day that are the most controversial, red hot controversial topics, like stuff that'll make people argue. Not because I want to cause divisiveness. I want to make that clear to my audience, but I want to cause conversation. Legit. If people freak out, that's on them. But what happens is when I do controversial topics on a vertical live, it gets people voting on the polls, it gets people talking, it gets people super chatting, because there will be times I'll only answer super chats during the live stream, and then people flood in with $2, $4 or whatever, or sorry, $2, $5, whatever. But what I'm trying to say is this: I don't spend that much time researching or planning for a live stream. I just don't. I come up with a couple baselines that I want to talk about, but I don't overplan it. I think if you overplan it on a live stream, you're really fucking yourself. Um, Only spend like 5 minutes thinking about it, and then you're good.
It's very interesting because have you ever seen a Tectone at all?
um, Tectone. That name sounds familiar.
He's a bald streamer. He used to be with OTK, with like Asmongold. There's a whole lore that's going on right now with lawsuits and all the shit like that.
Oh,
But uh, he actually does something very interesting. So he uses Discord, and his uh viewers go to his Discord and give him videos to react to,
yeah.
and then he just blind reacts to them. And what he does and his suggestion, and he's just and I've wanted to try this out. And I think he's in Texas. Yeah, he's in Texas. He goes, dude, if you just stream from like 6 a.m. to like 11 a.m., uh like you get every demographic from almost every single Western world and that you can possibly get. You get England, you get the United States, you get basically every single English speaking thing throughout the world during that time, and you will get people to come in.
Damn.
Uh, yeah, and
I'm actually writing that down, by the way.
I've want to try that out. I mean, I want you to have I want you to be on my stream like maybe this Friday. I mean, if you're open to that, but and we could just like shoot the shit. I'm kind of excited because I've never had a guest on.
Mhm.
I'd have to use a Video Ninja to get you on, so it'd be different than StreamYard or uh, what are you using? Streamlabs, is that right?
Yeah, I'm just using Streamlabs OBS. I'm so comfortable with Stream. I'm just so comfortable with OBS at this point that I'm like gay for it. So it's tough for me. I'm a little bit of an old head with that stuff, but I actually have looked at. I've actually experimented with some of the meld features just on my own, and I will say if I ever need to, I do like the fact that I can use meld if Streamlabs or OBS ever start fucking out on me or whatever. So.
Oh yeah, and remember, it's actually very interesting is that I'm a source not on Meld, but on social stream ninja, like how I combine my chat. Like if I
Mhm.
wanted to right now, I could look at your chat. Uh, uh, let's say you were on YouTube, Kick, Twitch, and Facebook,
Yeah.
right? Let's just say that I would be able to combine, even though I'm not part of your account or anything like that. I'd be able to combine all of your platforms into one and read all the chats.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Um, one thing I definitely like, man, it's a little interesting with you because you're definitely an anomaly where you're specifically doing shorts. I'm not sure how you would. I think that you'd probably do well Well, it depends. TikTok is kind of like a hit or miss depending on what the topic is.
I hate TikTok.
Yeah, I hate it. Like I tried. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. So I tried to, sign up for the live thing. I got approved, and then they're like, okay, well, download this whole other thing, and I'm like, okay. So it's like its own other like Streamlabs or Meld Studio or OBS. Like they have their own thing that you have to use. But I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can do, the visual camera, right? The virtual camera, right?
Yeah.
And then they go, oh no, you have to do 3 streams. That's like 20 to 25 minutes, like by itself before you can use the virtual camera. I'm like, fuck off. So essentially, I'd just be sitting here and be like, I would honest, I could, I, it was so frustrating that I was thinking about just sitting there on TikTok for like 3 streams for like 25 minutes, being like, I'm only doing this because TikTok is making me. And I'm like, that is a waste of my time. I was literally considering that.
Yeah. I will say this though, man. If you start doing more at least YouTube live verticals or any sort of videos on YouTube, how many hashtags do you use typically?
Well, I kind of went off of you because so when I did my dual streaming yesterday, so I had one stream that had like the full title with all the topics, and
Yep.
then on my short vertical stream I had the main title, like definitely like just like the main topic, and then I hashtagged everything on that. So essentially I just filled the space in the not the description but the title.
So I've actually learned that it's best to avoid that, at least in my experience. So where I put all my hashtags now, whether it's a short video, whether it's
And description.
pre-recorded, at the bottom, the very bottom of the description. If you look at if you get bored, look at the way that the way where I put my hashtags. I've actually I'm strict now. I only use 7 hashtags total, and they're all at the bottom of the description, no matter what. Because I don't want my users to see the hashtags because it is actually a cleaner look, and even YouTube officially says that it is best, at least from the research I've done, to keep all the hashtags at the bottom, the very bottom of your description. Because
Sorry, I hate to interrupt you.
yeah,
Um, I'm technically live streaming right now.
oh yeah,
Um, but I'm putting a video on loop to make a point against someone. And I just had someone come in and be like, hey, what's going on? Literally someone just, I think, donated to me even though I'm not technically on stream.
dude, what a pimp daddy, dude.
Oh, what the? Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, $2. Someone just donated $2. I don't even know on what stream.
Dude,
I
getting them chats,
what?
dude. What a stud.
No, what the hell?
Well, so one time I actually, once I got monetized, I did a sleeping stream, and I literally just live streamed myself sleeping, and somebody gave me like a $20 super chat saying, "Hey, thank you for letting me watch you sleep," or whatever. It was the funniest thing in the world. I was like,
Oh, that's
well,
hilarious.
I was like, that's creepy, but that's awesome. Thanks for the
No,
20.
I have a bunch of bells and whistles. Like if we hit, so my tier one is kind of like I said before in the chat. My tier one is $50, but with the people that I interact with, like uh, their tier one is usually $300, even if they're at like 5,000 subscribers.
There you
So so what they do is that they have a video prepared. They have like either a new costume or a hat to wear, um, just to show them that that the tier was made. You
go. Yeah.
know. I also have on Streamlabs. I actually have a stream boss. So even though I don't use Streamlabs desktop like you do, I still use Streamlabs like widgets and
Hmm.
everything like that. So I have, if you look on Streamlabs, if you go on their website and you look for the widgets and everything, there's something called a stream boss, where every single time that they donate, so you're the main boss, right?
Yeah.
You're Michael, right? You're the main boss. And but so let's just say it's 10,000 hit points. And then by the time it gets to zero, the person who does the last donation
Yeah.
becomes the new stream boss. So let's just say it's oh no, okay, so it wasn't me, it was you. Let's your latest donation from got jits. So let's just say their $2 was like the last uh donation to get the HP down to zero. They become the new boss. So it that makes the chat more interactive.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Jits just gave me another. Hold on, it's showing up. There we go. Jits gave me another super chat saying some folks are willing to give $2 because they can. Just gave
Well,
it a few moments.
well,
Dude, what
hold
a
on,
stud, dude.
got jitsu. Are you willing to subscribe to at nobody has spoken? Is my question. This guy has spoken. Yeah, because this guy like is pretty, pretty cool. I'll put him in the chat right now. At nobody has spoken. I think he's a pretty cool guy to subscribe to, just in my personal opinion.
My
You know,
man.
I mean, uh, I consider myself a YouTube wizard, but here's Michael Garza just showing me up. How long you been streaming?
Um.
I've only been doing it for 6 months.
Oh man.
I,
I
I
mean,
I've been I've been a consistent content creator for 6 months.
I'll admit, when I started YouTube when I wasn't taking it seriously, I did do live streams, but not well because I didn't know what I was doing. But I was just like, oh, this is fun. It literally, dude, I had like a child's mentality to it. I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm gonna make some weird videos, and usually it'd just be me ranting like I am now. But I feel like I've constructed my rants a little bit better now that I'm a little more primed. Practice eventually makes perfect, but or at
Oh
least
yeah, like
more
you're
effective.
never gonna be perfect. Like especially when you get enemies, because I know that you have like people in the chat just like last night, that who just want to fight you just to fight you, and then
Dude,
they
it's so funny. And then
it,
they get
who was
more
that guy?
pissed.
I forget what his name was. He had like the white avatar with like the stick figure,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, why isn't he debating me? Why isn't he debating me? And I finally did at whoever the fuck it was. I'm like, because he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
like, like,
One
like,
thing, one little psychological trick I do is when I start talking kind of like this, I'm like, well, if you guys are gonna hate, see, you guys better give me a super chat, or like I'll start kind of like being kind of like I'll start acting like a 16-year-old girl basically. And I'll be like, I can't stand your hate, you guys. You guys should like give me a super chat if you guys really want me to say it. Stuff like that. And sometimes they do. Sometimes they fall for the bait, and it's awesome. I get paid to read hate, and I love it. And then I just tell them that their comment sucks, but thank you for the money.
yeah, yeah. No, I like for me, I try to go. Not to say that I mean, hey, get the bag if you want to get the bag, but for me, I try to go I hate to say the high road,
Oh,
but
I
I'm
take the
like,
low road, dude. If you're gonna
n-
hit me in the balls, I'm gonna hit you in the balls. Like
yeah,
that's the
uh,
way I do it.
I'm like, look, like so far I haven't really had a lot of haters. There's only been a few, but the thing is that's been personal, like that stuff on like X and shit, like the things that like cross platform, uh like I remember one guy, I'm like, dude, you're not even making an argument. I know where you're coming from. I've seen you on X. You're a fucking like piece of shit. Like, just get the fuck out of my chat. And then I ban him.
Yeah.
Like, there's this one guy, uh, Black Atcha Productions is his name, and he's disagreed with me a lot, but he does it very respectfully. He's been a little heated at times, but I go, look, I understand where you're coming from, man. This and this, but here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you're not, necessarily wrong, but I just disagree with you because I just understand where you're coming from because I used to be there. And yeah, you might be right. Might be right, but here's where my stance is. And at the end of the day, I'm the one with the microphone. you know, um, I interact with my chat basically no matter what, even if they subscribe, even if they don't, even if the um what's the term? Yeah, subscribe whether they don't, and even if they hate me, and like I'm like, look, I'll interact with chat. Just don't like. But if you go below the belt, y- I'm gonna either put the wrath on you, and if you don't learn your lesson, then you're just gonna get banned.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
uh, like I'm a mod for really big channels for over 100,000. Yeah, I mean, I know 100,000 subscribers nowadays isn't very big, but
That's still
to
pretty
me
big
and
to
you,
me.
that's huge.
Big, yeah.
Um, and we have to make those calls of like I've had people that like there's a uh so I mod for one main channel. He has 119,000 subscribers right now, and I remember it was about 3 or 4 months ago where, just uh, a YouTube channel I've never heard of, and not a very controversial guy. Like he might some hot takes, but oh my god, the chat went insane. Like they started putting out PDF file stuff
Oh god.
and all this shit. Like, do you think that Smash JT wants his chat like putting out like PDF file stuff like out there, especially when there's no evidence of it? Like, of course not. He doesn't want that in his fucking chat. Like, dude, you can criticize the guy, but this is like a line too far. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Like, and we've done the thing where we go, okay, 10-minute ban, cool off, and we cooled off a lot of people. Be like, look, you come back in the chat after 10 minutes, but you need to settle the fuck down. Like, if you're gonna disagree with him, that's fine. If you want to make fun of him, that's fine. But y- if you're gonna like go a little bit below the belt, at least make it funny. And I remember I was chatting, I was putting this in the chat, and then the entire chat went, "Yeah, that's fair." Like the entire chat went, "Okay." Like we'll be a little nicer. I'm like, all right, cool.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
man.
I, yeah, it's kind of weird because I have a lot of respect in that particular chat because I guess they know who I am and they know my story and my relationship with that creator. I think one thing that I I still would suggest, so I mean, if you ever have the time, like at least check out the setup that I did with my vertical live stream. Um, it because I think you could probably do roughly the same thing on Streamlabs. Um, but I really do suggest like, because I kind of like how you have it now. Like I would usually be on so the screen, I'd be on the top, maybe a
Mhm.
little less, like less than half, and then the main content would be down below. So it'd be the articles that I'm reading, the video I'm reacting to, and because then it's a little bit more engaging. Uh, it's a very I have a very interesting setup now that I think
Mhm.
about it. But
Yeah. So
yeah,
I intentionally keep myself on the bottom because I want people to get a full view of the content at the top because a lot of the times the chat overlay, if like the content was to
yeah.
be at the bottom, will cover up the content I want people to see. And honestly, people have seen my ugly mug enough during the live stream to know what I look like. So I'm like, oh, the chat can
I
cover me.
actually,
Plus, I'm
yeah,
a
see,
power bottom, so
yeah,
like I
yeah.
need to be at the bottom because I'm a power bottom. I
I
want
understand
people
that
to be aware of
philosophy.
it.
I just have a different. I have a different one where the content's at the bottom because if I'm going to be pausing during the live stream and doing my commentary, then they're going to be looking at me.
Yeah,
And if they're going to be looking at me and what I say, because I want, hopefully they'll listen to me if they want to become a fan or subscribe, but then, I'm the face that I want them to remember.
yeah,
And what we're doing is very different philosophies, but they do both work depending on, what the goal is and what we want to do.
yeah. I figure as
I'm
long
a
as
I'm
people
a
can
I'm a
hear me, I'm
power
good.
top, let's just say that.
That's funny, man. Oh, dude, that's so good shit. But
What's not to and I'm not gonna say their name, but how's your sibling doing?
oh, my brother, he's doing
Yeah,
pretty good.
yeah, I know he's down south and north where you're at, so
Oh yeah, yeah, because he's living in
Eugene.
good old Eugene. Yep.
Yeah, my stopping grounds. At least after I left Coos Bay.
Yeah, no, he's doing pretty good. he doesn't always talk to me about everything he's doing, but I know he's playing a lot of baseball and stuff. I know he's still working for won't give out too many identifiable pieces of info since everybody's listening,
The
but
big drink company. Let's just say that.
the big drink, we'll say RC Cola.
Yes, sure.
But we'll say
He
RC
totally
Cola.
works for RC Cola.
Yep.
He
And
wishes he worked for RC Cola.
but yeah, he's doing. I think he's doing pretty good, and he's trying. I think he did something really cool because I had kind of suggested this to him before, but he had a pretty good chunk of credit card debt. So I suggested to him, I was like, dude, it's like consolidate that shit, dude. You can get like a lower interest rate and then
Yep.
consolidate it and just pay
Yep.
one stupid company.
You
instead
you
of
you can
multiple
either
credit
do a
cards.
consolidation loan or you can do a balance transfer.
Oh yeah, I guess you could balance transfer, but either way, if you do a
Because a
balance
balance transfer usually it depends on what bank you go to, but a
yeah.
balance transfer they either have an unlimited amount of time or a set amount of time, but it's
Oh.
0% interest rate for at least like 1 year up to 3 to 5 years.
Oh, I had no idea about that. That's crazy.
Well,
I mean,
remember, I used to work for a credit union, kind of doing what you did. You know, I was over the phone, but actually,
oh
I
yeah,
wasn't a third party though. Like I gave out loans and everything, so
that's so
I knew
wild,
all the
dude.
tricks.
That's so wild. Holy crap! So you're saying that because I had no idea because I've heard the term balance transfer. You could transfer one balance to another, but I thought you would just have to basically have the whatever interest rate of that particular bank or
No,
company or
no, no.
whatever.
Like it's one of the reasons like why people like have those credit cards. Like they have different credit cards, like almost specifically for balance transfers.
That's
So
wild.
the way that they make their money is that they're hoping that you put money on that card. That's what they're hoping
Oh
for. So let's just say you get, you know, 0% interest balance transfer for 3 years.
yeah.
Now, if you put more money on it, but if you were smart, you would do the balance transfer, then like put that card like in water, freeze it, put it in your freezer, and never touch it again, and just pay it off. Then like you'd be paying a lower monthly payment, a 0% interest rate, and you'd be out of debt faster than you would, you know, doing a consolidation loan.
That's not bad at all, dude. Holy
Yeah,
smokes.
and you can also do title loans as well. I mean, because you're using your car as collateral, so
I had never thought to do
that
that.
does a lower the interest rate quite a bit because the way that the bank sees it is that okay, well, you're putting up your car, so you give them the title, and kind of in exchange, depending on what your you know credit score is. Like let's just say you're like mid tier, like you're kind of like 650 or maybe you know low 600s or upper 590s.
Mhm.
They'll be like, okay, well because you're putting the collateral, you know, and you know we're seeing your debt, we'll put it at a lower rate so that you can have essentially a title loan is a personal loan with your car involved,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's all it is. So that is one way to at to get approved for a loan, even if you're not getting approved in other ways.
Mhm.
But another way you can do it, and I I do not suggest this to people. So, and I think that you already know this with T Tech. I
Mhm.
didn't look into this, but I do know other companies because I've been a part of other companies that do this. They have an app, like let's just say it's like Paychecks or you know, Workday, you know, you get these notifications or ads that are within the app that are like, hey, you know, do you want to be part of our loan program? Da, da, da.
Mhm.
So if you're in a bind, and I have used it once, I do not suggest it. The interest rate is insane,
What is it?
but
What is it like up to upper 30s, 50s or something?
70s.
70% interest rate? You fucking ah!
But it's a but like if it's a like if you're only trying to get like $500, like if you're in a jam to like it's a last like it's one of those I'm
Like you've got
fucking
nowhere
desperate.
else to turn.
You have nowhere else to turn. But I
Oh
think is if it's
man.
$500, if it's 70% for 18 months, then that's like, you know, $36 a month. It's directly taken out of your paycheck, and you basically it's like all right, hands off on it. I can understand why people do it. I'm like, do not do that unless you are incredibly desperate.
Yeah.
Like you are no man's land. Like like mom ain't gonna help you kind of deal. Like no one's gonna help you. You ain't getting any more hours, but you're definitely gonna be able to do stuff. I mean, especially if you're gonna be doing like overtime the next few months, then you can pay it down and all that, which is more than fine. But yeah, like definitely, definitely, like if you are up against a wall and you're being butt fucked by your mother's uncle kind of deal.
Oh yeah. Dude, I got to admit, that's some wild stuff. This is one of the reasons why like my family makes fun of me for like how cheap I am, but I'm like I tell them it's like, dude, I got a massive portfolio because of it. And so if I ever get desperate, I got my portfolio to pull from if I ever really need to. But like I have like a ton of money in my checking account, and I tell them it's like, dude, I never know when shit's gonna go down. I don't want to go into credit card debt. I don't want to have to suck dick to pay off my credit card. Fuck that. Hell no. I ain't doing that. And I have a very I tell them it's like I got a very I mean I don't know. I've always had a different mentality when it came to finances. I don't know. I'm kind of a numbers guy, but like, dude, I could never like 70% interest rate. That it feels like I would. Oh, I didn't even know 70% interest rates existed on
Oh
that
yeah,
stuff.
it
It's
still
just
does.
holy
Like
crap.
a
It
part of
sounds
me wanted to
kind of
call it my
predatory.
company. Like, look, I work for a company that takes care of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, and I'm like, man, like you really want to associate with this? But I mean, their product is really good because it did really help a lot of people. Just the product itself, outside of the loan, but man, I can understand like 70% is a little much. Like I would understand 25%, but the thing is you have to look at the interest. And I'm not talking about the interest in like the numbers and how much you spend,
Yeah.
but the interest in what the demand is, right?
Exactly.
Because you know, as much as inflation has risen, like I make on my regular job $18 an hour, right? And you know, 10 years ago, that would have been a godsend, right?
Oh
It would
yeah.
have been.
Oh yeah.
Like, dude, you 10 years ago, you would have been like, "Oh man, I can relax."
Well, I'm
And
already cheap as hell. I still live like the most minimal lifestyle in the world. Like, ever since I lost my job, I mean, I went back to my old ways. I was like, even older ways, because I was already cheap anyway, but like, I straight up just been going to the Dollar Tree and grocery outlet for groceries, barely paying any money, which is awesome, by the way. Um, my girlfriend's been super supportive of this, but as well, like she's like she totally gets it because she understands how I am. If I don't have enough of a cash cushion, I get paranoid. So I'm lucky, man. I'm a lucky man that my girlfriend's actually like supportive of my
Vengers
yeah, just
and
how
your
I am.
mentality, right?
Yeah. But yeah, dude, even honestly, I was getting paid $18 an hour to do the job I was doing, just to let you know, the one at T Tech. And
Dude, you're
man,
getting abused verbally, and dude, I have literally been, I've been bitten. I've been used as a human backpack. Uh, uh, I, man, I work with people that can, if they really wanted to, kill me.
shit.
But it, you know, I work with high behavior. I work with people that were from Fairview, and if you don't know where that is the place where uh the film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was filmed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And oh my god, it was 7,000 times worse than what the movie portrayed to be. Like and obviously I'm under HIPAA, so I can't like
Oh,
say names or
obviously, yeah,
anything.
yeah.
But no, I have someone who they were a biter in Fairview,
Damn.
and rather than, you know, trying to address it, they just pulled his four front teeth out.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah, he has permanently four, you know, teeth. He's like 55 years old or something like that, and he's a, I mean, he's a gentle giant. Like, yeah, he'll try to pinch you for attention, but you know, like he loves holding your hand, and he's like a 6'2", you know, 275 pound black dude,
Yeah.
and but he has a really hard time walking all that. I mean, but he could kick my ass if he had the energy. And if I wasn't faster than him,
Yeah.
he made me bleed one time. Yeah, he was able to get his his fingernail into my gums. Yeah, that actually happened. So one guy that didn't go to Fairview, yeah, he bit me. So whenever I don't wear arm guards when I'm at work, but whenever I'm there, I always have a leather jacket on, even if I'm sweating balls. Even though I'm
It's
really
actually
great
pretty
with
smart.
all my residents and everything, but one time, uh, I had to put one of my residents in a hold, and and you have to do. I'm trained in everything, so you have to do holds that are basically minimal possible injury whatsoever. And so I did like a thing called a one man one hold, and this person and he went down, bit me, and and it was less than a second, and I was wearing my leather jacket, thank God, and I was like, and I had to abort it because it hurt. And then adrenaline went down. I finally took off my jacket, and I just had this like massive bruise on my arm. I was like, oh shit.
Jeez, man.
Like it. Yeah, and I work at the high behavior, and just last week I went to a different house, almost no behaviors whatsoever. Like I visited, and literally I just sat there for like 3 hours almost. Like, I cooked dinner, and then I basically did nothing. And I was like, we're getting paid the same? Like, what the fuck? Dude, I have like 17,000 tips and tricks for my guys, and I just visit and I just have to sit down and look around. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. Oh man. That sounds wild, man. It would be that would be a tough job to do, man, what you're doing. Like
No,
legitimately.
but honestly, like I've been having a hard time, like honestly, with the shorts thing, because I was like, yeah, he might be right with the shorts thing, and then I tried it, and I was like, holy fuck. I mean, it took a while for the algorithm to like set in, but I'm like, if I keep going with this, I actually might be able to quit my job. And that was just based on because again, I don't monetize my live streams. I just go just strictly based off of donations for my live streams, and then I clip
Yeah.
them out.
Yeah, and here's the thing, man. I'm telling you, these vertical lives, these vertical short live things, this has been honestly, I'm making more money doing this in a short amount of time than I was making doing the doing my job. That's the craziest part about all this. Like that's the thing that's freaking me out about this. It's like, dude, it's because I thought I was going to do DoorDash 40 hours a week, which by the way I'm fine with because I do enjoy doing food delivery. But now it basically makes it to where I can just do DoorDash like 10 hours a week, and then the rest of my week is me live streaming about whatever controversial topic and giving my hot take on it, and then letting people just yell at me in the chat, which is really funny, by the way. I love it so much. I'm addicted to it.
Yeah.
But I think I
Well,
like abuse. I think I just like I think I like people saying mean things to me because I think it's funny. Like I look at it and I'm like, dude, this is hilarious. It's like I'm aware I'm kind of a heavy set dude. I'm kind of a big boy.
oh yeah, no, I saw the chat, like people calling you a pig boy,
I'm a big
and
boy.
like saying that you're fat and all that jazz.
I'm a
And
little
I'm like,
piggy.
and I'm looking at this, I'm like, do you not know who you're messing with? Like, he really does not give a fuck.
Oh yeah, dude, it's rocket fuel for me because then I tell people it's like, yeah, I mean, if you guys want me to respond to this like straight up, like I tell them like all the haters, you just gotta give me a super chat. I'll acknowledge your chat.
Oh yeah, the only thing that really gets under my skin, I mean, I've had like I said, I've had a few chatters that like kind of went against what I was saying, and I acknowledged them, and I was like respectful and everything, and it's more than fine. What gets me is, and usually this is in my chat, but because uh, I'm on X and I'm pretty not prominent. I will never say I'm famous on X or anything like that. I only have
Mhm.
like 600 followers on there, but like but because I know that a lot of people are looking at me because of the situation and relationships that I have. It's when people lie about me is that, oh man, that gets under my skin real bad. And it didn't take till recently till I was like, I need to not fall for the bait. I need to not fall for the bait. Just like I have to remind myself that like almost every time.
Yeah, and here's the thing. One of the things for me is, and I like to put on my acting chops and I like to pretend like I'm getting upset. That's even more fun. So I'll be like, "All right, you guys," because I don't know, I'm a pretty shitty actor, so I'm pretty sure people see through it. But I'm just like, okay, I try to like exaggerate the like size and stuff. So much fun to
Well,
exaggerate,
see,
dude.
here's the thing. It doesn't really matter like how like look, I'm
They
a
just
trained
want to
actor. I
react.
have been trained in acting, right? But i- when you are live on camera and people really don't know this, and they think they do. Even I thought the same thing. Where it's like, "Oh, I understand the YouTube space. I've been, watching, YouTubers for half my life. I understand. I can handle it." And then you're in the middle of it and you go, okay, it's not the same. And it takes you a while to adjust. It really does. Like when you start getting the hate, like the first thing you want to do is attack back. And I did that so many times. And then eventually like it backfired on me. Like not necessarily like in like where it ruined my reputation, but in the sense of like, oh, I just fed the pigs,
Yep.
you know? Like once you realize that and once you kind of like being a content creator and being like a public figure, I guess, like it just takes time for you to really desensitize to a lot of shit. And it's a really weird feeling because I mean, you've been live streaming a little bit longer than I have, but man, in 6 months, like it didn't take till what a few weeks ago for me to be like, oh, a death threat. Okay. Like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, a Tuesday. All right. Good for them.
Well,
Um,
if there's one thing I know, my assumption is this: that half of the people coming into my chat are probably potential serial killers, and that's just an assumption I make well beforehand, and that they're probably psychopaths. And I really just think of them as vermin for the most part. That sector of my chat, and
oh,
I
uh,
actually look down upon them. I purposely do it. I'm like, you're gay. I'll say
oh,
I really savagely I love roasting the really bad chatters. It's just fun.
well, no, I've already had people contact family members of mine after I got doxxed.
Oh
Like,
really?
yeah. I mean, they use spoof numbers. Like, I've had to talk to the FBI, and it's not a fun time.
Yeah,
And they're like, well, there's nothing we can really do, but and the thing is, they really did look into it, but they really couldn't do anything,
yeah.
just because. And I'm assuming it's one guy that's just like a dick writer for some other content creator, but I'm just
Oh
like,
yeah.
and then one like I talked to my dad, and he's just like, yeah, I changed my number and it stopped. I'm like, okay, cool. And then it stopped. And I'm like, all right, moving on with my life. It just sucks that I'm like an hour away from Portland,
Yeah.
Oregon, and I'm just like, when is some fucking stupid dumbass gonna, try shit? Uh, it because
That's why I
I
lie
mean,
to everybody on here. I lie to everybody about my age. I don't let people know my actual birthday. I don't let people know any real facts about
oh,
me,
dude,
except for that my name's Michael
I did
Garza.
a birthday stream, and I got like $200 that day.
I was actually thinking about doing a stream and saying it's my birthday, just on some random day. I actually thought about that because then people would think that my actual birthday is that day, and so I think I
and then
might
just
actually,
and then just continue with the lie.
yeah. I don't really care what the audience knows. If I tell my
No.
audience I'm 40,
Oh,
like I tell them I'm 40, because that way if they look up Michael Garza and they find somebody that's my actual age, because they have to know what my actual age is. There's a lot of Michael Garzas out there. So as long as I obfuscate the truth, they'll be following breadcrumbs that lead them down a waterfall. So
Yeah.
that's the
It,
goal. You gotta. You see, the thing is, you gotta fuck with the fuckers, you know.
well,
And
I try to be as transparent as I can with my, you know, well, like there's a lot of shit that I know like behind the scenes. Like I know information on really, over 100,000 subscriber people, and I'm just like, and yeah, I cannot share that information. I
yeah,
will not. Like even if I was like, let's just say I was a malicious person, that would not help me sharing that information, right?
yeah,
Like that would just make me look like a dick, and then ostracize myself with every single connection that I made, right? Like let's just say I was a horrible person, but no, like things you've been doing this on your own, and you haven't really, as far as I have been able to surmise, that you haven't made like prominent connections that I've made. So so it's a very different experience that you and I are going through, because I have connections and you've just been building this like straight up on your own for the most part. So
truth be told, I'm honestly really good at guerrilla marketing. So that's honestly the truth. I'm good at working algorithms. I'm good at finding patterns. I'm good at finding trends. Um, as long as I'm good at finding trends, that's the only friend I need. But no, honestly, that's really the truth, though. I look at patterns, I look at trends, I analyze data. Um, that's about the only preparation I do is analytics. I already know what my takes are and I know what my beliefs are on any subject I get into. For instance, when I talked about Charlie Kirk, I was like, I just spoke from the heart. I was just like, dude, this guy's the man. He spoke his truth, you
yeah,
know, and you guys are a bunch of sickos and stuff like that. I would give up my raw opinions. And I think as long as I'm authentic, that's all I'm focused on. Authentic. I do try to have some research pulled up though
yeah,
every stream, just so I've got something to reference, and then I'll give my take on it and be like, I think that's fake news, or I think, oh, maybe there's something to this. Maybe I haven't been looking into it, that sort of thing. But like the whole idea is, for me, you're right. I have had really no connections on YouTube except for Strongman Personal Finance. He's a sexy beast, by the way. I love that man. Um, but overall, no, it's just me like learning how to market on YouTube effectively. That's all it really is for me. I watched a lot of videos on how to, use hashtags properly. I asked Chat GPT, how do I become an expert in marketing digitally? Got some good tips there. I maximize my resources. That's the key. Resourcefulness, maximize every single resource you have. Take in information, because honestly, the best thing you can learn is from other people who just do it better. And there's a lot of people who do it better than me. And man, I mooch off of their knowledge.
yeah. It's definitely something like that I've learned. Like one thing like that I've learned is that, man, it's definitely beneficial to have uh, a network where you can kind of let some things out.
Mm.
So, I mean, I think you're pretty, strong minded. So I'm not sure if you need that or not, but holy shit, sometimes it's like, what the fuck? You like
Yeah.
scream to the void, and then everyone's like, yeah, we get it. It's um actually a very interesting short that I put out, and I'm don't like uh promote the short or anything, but a very interesting thing that I said during my live stream. It's kind of like and I know that YouTube is suppressing it. I can see the numbers live as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but something I said was, you want to know why Charlie Kirk's death is very significant right now, and what the response has been with like everyone cheering it on? It's because it's for people that remember, it's the equivalent of 9/11, where that happened, and then across the world with other countries there were people celebrating. And you remember that day just as much as I do. And
Yeah.
when you see people in your own country celebrating,
Yeah.
And yeah, it was 2,700 people that time, and that was an iconic building. But when you had just one person and you hated them so much for what they said, because it wasn't hate speech, it was just speech that you hated.
Oh yeah. Well, the people who claim hate speech, they actually just in general they hate speech. They
Yeah.
don't think they think that if you speak, well, honestly, it's a form of narcissism if you think about it. Somebody who gets mad
Oh,
at somebody
absolutely.
else for having opinions that differ from their own personal worldview, that's a form of narcissism if you're going to be a Karen like that. That's the way I look at it. And it's sad because so many of these I call them freaks, pieces of garbage, scum of the earth, honestly, you know what's funny? Even if Charlie said the worst things in the world, let's say he said all the worst things in the world, he didn't do anything wrong. There's a
Yeah,
difference between the problem is words are not actions. Actions mean something to in the world. They really do.
absolutely. No,
Words, honestly, words you can only really give them power if you give them power.
yeah,
It's like a gun,
yeah,
you know.
a really so I reacted to a clip. It was a 2-minute clip from Camelot 331. And he kind of said it perfectly, and I put my own asterisk for that. It's like, dude, for the last, and he was essentially saying the last 10, 15 years, you guys, you guys are surprised. You have canceled people for making off-colored jokes, for saying an opinion that you don't like, and like he made an example, like when Kevin Hart got fired from the Oscars back in like 2013,
Oh yeah,
2014.
I remember that.
He was just making a joke.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd beat his ass if he was gay. It's like, all right, well, whatever. But and then they're mad when they're making death threats, and they're like, "Oh no, you're participating in cancel culture." I'm like, "No, normal people had a higher bar than you. They just waited till you fucked up hard, and now you're learning what the consequences of those are." No, the problem isn't that. No, we're technically following your rules. Yeah, as much as the goalpost went from everywhere, they went circular. It's like sometimes, but no, not this time. It's like, no, you're just supporting your own people that uh were supporting your ideology that moves all over the place, because it's yeah, something that I kind of realized during my stream last night. That's not we shouldn't call them progressives. They're just pushers.
Oh yeah, they're well, I call it the regressive left. I'm sure you heard that term a few times.
Well,
The
no,
reg
I wouldn't say that, because like regressive would mean that they like realize their misstep and then would regress. But no, what they did
Oh
is
yeah.
they would push, 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 and then they'd get a little bit of feedback, and
Mhm.
then be like, oh no, 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 that's not what this is. Like this is just a fringe thing. Don't worry about it. And then behind the scenes, they'd go push, 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 and we're like, hey, this is kind of getting out of hand. Like, are you sure that this is just a fringe thing? And like, oh yeah, yeah, no, no, it's just a fringe thing. Like, walk it back a little bit, and then they go push, 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 and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, here in Oregon, it, I don't know if you know this, but here in Oregon, if you are 15 years old, you can get trans surgery without your parental consent.
Well, can they get tattoos at least?
Nope.
So they can't get a tattoo. They can have their junk transformed.
Yeah,
That's insane.
it's insane, and they
That
can
is
get
insane. It's
it's
insanity,
completely insane.
dude. Here's the thing. This is what I think. Um, I believe that anybody who believes, like, it's funny. Most socialists and communists, or anybody who believe in this collectivization of the world, they tend to be the most authoritarian people. They tend to be the first that I honestly believe would go for like eugenics. It honestly, it's funny. I consider Hitler the
What
ultimate socialist, the
what
ultimate proof
is
of like,
transgenderism but eugenics?
oh, oh yeah, because honestly, they can't really breed. You're basically, yeah, you're basically trying to get, oh, Yeah, dude, that is an interesting.
That's exactly what it is.
Ooh, dude, that's stomping into some interesting territory there. I will say this though. Um, I will say that Hitler should be the poster boy for socialist children, and I'll tell you why. Because if you think about it, Hitler was a socialist when he started out. The Nazi Party is the National Socialist Party of Germany, like straight up. Those were the Nazis. That's what they call. That was their official title. Hitler was like any other socialist or communist. He was honestly an opportunistic authoritarian, and they tend to try to climb up the ranks, especially the most incompetent of them, and then usually because they have charisma and stuff like that. But when they climb up the ranks, when they get an inkling of power, they tend to abuse it
That's why
because
communism doesn't work.
exactly because it's easy to
Well,
take advantage of a group
well,
if you're a very
so
intelligent person.
so Michael, there's a little bit more history to that though. So because you have to think of World War One. So World War One happens, and that was a clusterfuck. Like at the end of the day, there was these like conflicting allies that just like it was a time bomb just waiting to happen, kind of like what happened with Charlie Kirk. But weirdly enough, with Charlie Kirk was a lesser extent than World War One by far.
Oh
World
yeah,
War One, like you had just all these allies and opponents, and everyone was just waiting for the time bomb, and then it happened, an assassination happened, and then World War One happened, right? And then so forget about all that. At the very end of the day, what happened is that the rest of the world said, Germany, it's your fault. And they
yeah.
put they essentially they placed all of it on Germany.
Mm,
They're and you have to understand what Germany was going through after the war.
yeah.
Their economy collapsed. Their money meant nothing, right? So when that happened, so you had someone like Hitler come along and be like, okay, here's what's going on. And I imagine could just like every evil villain in the world had good intentions. They wanted to bring up their economy again.
Yep.
And the way that he did it was, all right, well, who has the money right now, even in our economic status? And he went, oh, the Jews still have money and not the other people surrounding them. So that means then he made about eugenics, and then it went out of control. So then at the end of World War II, what did the United States specifically do? Because they put their hammer down and went, okay, Germany, you fucked up bad. But we understand what the lessons learned here was that if we drop the hammer too hard on you, that you're basically just going to do the same shit again. So we're going to arrest all of your fucking top officers and we're going to put a lot of blame on them. And as long as you fucking change your ways, then you're not going to be fucked with. And then yes, there was some division. You know, we had the 1980s with the Berlin Wall. Like it wasn't a perfect thing that happened, but their economy still rose. There was a division, you know, among Germany, and if you look at the history, you know that's kind of what naturally happened, just depending on what side of a wall you were on.
Mm, yeah.
But eventually, they tore down the wall, and guess what? Germany now has BMW, they have Volkswagen, and they're doing fine. But right now, what we have is a two-tiered system, especially if you look at the UK.
Mm.
I mean, right now, if we were living in the UK and we said something off-colored, and then someone in the chat was like, he said something a little offensive.
Oh,
He
jeez.
he mentioned Eminem and one lyric that he said one time, and then you can be arrested and put into jail for 3 fucking years.
It's so ridiculous, dude. That sucks.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we have freedom of speech." I'm like, "Where does it say that in your constitution? I don't see that." So you saying it, but I don't see it written down. So what's going on here? And with Tommy Robinson, you see that the Tommy Robinson stuff with the
Oh
UK
yeah, I
and the
heard about
protests.
that. So
Like, oh my
ridiculous
God,
what happened to
if that
Tommy.
wasn't a million man march, I think it was already a man march, and then it became a 1.8 million man march.
Yeah.
And the BBC was like, "Oh yeah, there's 100,000 protesters." And Tommy was so, in hindsight, because he's been fighting with the media essentially for the last 10, 15 years. He was like, I have a drone in the fucking air, you assholes. And then he's like, here's all the people in the streets. Ah, man, it was really cool to see. And then Elon Musk coming in being like, nah, freedom of speech, fuck off. Like, and let's be honest to a certain extent. Like, I do believe like that private companies should have moderation,
Yeah.
and but I think X is pretty decent. Like, there's a lot of people that say like, oh no, X has become this thing, and people are paid to post now. I'm like, okay, so there's a lot of people that aren't paid to post and they still say their opinion and they're not being, booted off because of it. As long essentially on X, it's like as long as you don't break the law, you're pretty much good.
Oh yeah. Dude, I realize it's already 102. Holy crap. This is the Man, I'm glad I got to talk to you, Jordan, man. I hadn't talked to you in a while, brother. I should probably end the stream and actually get my fanny to bed because I do have to get up kind of early, and not too early, but like looks like I get to sleep in a little bit. But I'm gonna do some DoorDash in the morning, and then once I have a little bit of free time, I'm gonna go crazy again tomorrow. Doing
Yeah, and I'll try to set something up. I'll try to restructure my stream a little bit so that I can have like actually for the first time, someone on my stream, like on camera, like kind of like a panel show, believe it or not,
yeah.
but with just one person. And if we can make that happen this week or next week, like that'd be a fun time.
I'd probably say more around next week would probably be better because, like I
All
said,
right.
I'm pretty much just trying to make as much money on YouTube as I can right now, and then trying to make as much money doing DoorDash. Just because I'm trying to make sure I got the cash cushion. I technically do, but at the moment I'm slightly paranoid, so I'm trying to get like making sure I got just enough of a cash cushion. Like if I had to take like a month off or something like that, and had to tend to other business, I'd be able to. So that's why I'm like being like super crazy. Like that's why, dude, I'm doing like 3 or 4 vertical streams a day, trying to at least, and it's working. It's
Oh
the
yeah, no, and if you
formulas. It's
wanted,
crazy.
and if you wanted to do like if you wanted to like a virtual camera it on your own stream, like I'm more than down for that. Like
Oh, that'd be
I really don't
sexy.
care.
That'd
Like,
be sexy. Hell yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I'm more than down for that. I mean, we'd have to kind of experiment a little bit. So if we could plan a day to figure that out, then yeah, I think that'd be really cool.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, I'll let you go, my man. I'm gonna. Yeah, I do gotta get to bed. I gotta. Yeah, I could get caught up in conversation too quickly. So I just appreciate you, Mister. I'm just gonna say Mister Nobody, at the
Thank you, thank
moment,
you,
and my man. But I'll catch you later, bro. I
thank you
can't
for
speak.
having me on.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I do what maybe sometime next week at some point we'll figure out something to get on Oh man, dude, I'm already when I get tired, dude, I start stumbling on my words. I'm so sorry, man.
No worries.
But you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. No, awesome, bro. Thank you for having me on. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Michael Garza, he's at 5.3 thousand subscribers. Let's try to get him to 5.5. Like, come on, guys. I subscribe so we can get him to 5.5 at the very least.
Oh, and also to anybody watching, I like to give a. I'm also gonna type your at nobody has spoken. Uh, nobody has. I won't put that in the chat. Nobody has spoken is the channel to beat your you know what to.
No, I think actually, I think 2 of your viewers actually already subscribed. So that I appreciate that, guys. Thank you.
Heck yeah, I know. I've been trying to because I love convincing. It's fun to convince people to subscribe. I love advertising for people as the thing. I'm just obsessed with like giving shout outs, and I'm a hype. I guess you could say I'm like a hype beast or
Oh
something like that
no,
would be the term.
but
But
between me and another creator, we got someone like way like they were at 600 subscribers and now they've passed me. Like, and this was like a month
what a
and a half ago.
stud, dude! Holy
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
I'll send him your channel in DMs at some point because you know, uh but yeah, British creator and all that, and he's fucking awesome. Like his content is way above board than like it's so good. Like this guy's gonna go places. Like it's one of
Oh
those
yeah.
things is like how come this channel hasn't blown up yet kind of deal. Um, but yeah, thank you so much for having me, Michael. Thank you for everybody in the chat. You guys have a good night. And if we end up doing a collaboration, we'll let you know. Have a good one.
All right. Have a good night, Mr. Nobody. Later, brother.
Bye.
Bye. All right, that was my boy at once again at nobody. And let me put this on here. My boy at nobody has spoken. Make sure you guys take the time to. I don't say subscribe anymore. I'm more evolved. I say simp scribe because we're all about simp talk. I call it simptography. I'm making up words on this show, by the way. I like to combine simp with just about any word. So simpography. Make sure you guys are simping hard for my boy. At nobody has spoken. He goes by nobody. Wears a lot of masks. Conceals his identity. It's smarter than what I do. I put my big juicy melon weird mug on the screen for everybody to see. But make sure you guys sub. And when I say sub, I mean simp, and be a sub, be a submissive, if we're going to use the BDSM terms, to my boy. All right? So once again, at nobody has spoken. That's the YouTube alias. You see it on the top of your screen? I do got to get to bed here in a second, though, everybody. Does anybody have any final, I call them simper chats or super chats, or anybody want to simp? Does anybody have any last simpage they need to release from their body? Anybody who wants to simp a super chat, $1 super chat, 99 cents, $2, you name it. I'll take anything. I'll take the mother load. But no, I really do want to thank everybody for joining. Thanking my boy, Mr. Jordan. No, dude, he's kicking butt, dude. All right, well, I'll catch you all later. Good to see you on the chat. Just make sure you guys have a good night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Like I said, I do plan on doing some DoorDash tomorrow. So I'm going to try to get up as early as I can, do the DoorDash. And then later in the evening, I plan on going to town on this, on streaming. So anyway, later, everybody. Cheers.